Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to Last Rounds Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. And tonight we are going to bring you Game 2 of the Japan Series featuring the Hanshin Tigers and the Oryx Buffaloes. First pitch is approximately slated for the bottom of the hour. As we noted last night, it may be a few minutes past the bottom of the hour once they do all their pomp and circumstance at the Kyocera Dome in Osaka. First of all, we're going to give you the starting lineups, beginning with the visitors, the Hanshin Tigers. Leading off and playing in center field wearing number 5 is Koji Chikamoto. Batting second and playing second base is number 51, Takuma Nakano. Hitting third and right field is number 1, Shota Morishita. And the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 3, Yusuke Oyama. Batting fifth and playing third base wearing number 8 is Teruaki Sato. Batting in the sixth spot and in left field wearing number 7 is Sheldon Noisy. Batting seventh and doing the designated hitting is number 55, Johan Mezis. Batting eighth and playing shortstop is number 0, Seiya Kanami. And batting ninth and doing the catching is number 12, Seishiro Sakamoto. And they will be facing the lefty, Hiroya Miyagi, who takes to the hill with a 10-4 record for the Buffaloes. He worked 146 and 2/3 innings. He allowed 107 hits, 38 runs, 37 of which were earned. He'd walked 31 and struck out 122, and he pitched to an ERA of 2.27. Well, that's your starting lineup for the visitors from crosstown, the Hanshin Tigers. And now your starting lineup for the home team, the Oryx Buffaloes. Leading off and in center field wearing number 67 is Kai Nakagawa. Batting second and playing second base tonight is number 5, Masahiro Nishino. Hitting third and doing the catching is number 4, Tomoya Mori. And the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 40, Leandro Cedeno. Batting fifth and doing the designated hitting is number 44, Yuma Tongu. Batting sixth at third base and wearing number 6 is Yumamune. Batting seventh at shortstop is number 24, Kotaro Kobayashi. Batting in the eighth spot and in right field is number 9, Tomoya Noguchi. Batting ninth in left field wearing number 30 is Taishi Haruka. And they will be facing the former Buffalo himself, Yuki Nishi, who takes to the hill with an 8-5 record. He'd worked 108 and a third innings. He'd allowed 106 hits. He gave up 47 runs, 43 which were earned. He'd walked 24 and struck out 56, and he had an ERA this season of 3.57. Well, those are your starting lineups. We're going to be back in just a few minutes with all the action. Hang tight, everybody. We appreciate you for being with us tonight on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in just a few. Game 2 of the Nippon Series is just around the corner. We'll be back in just a few moments with all the action. Hang tight with us, everybody. Before the start of the ball game, we'll keep you entertained with some musical tunes. Welcome back, everybody. We are just a couple moments away from the start of the ball game. As we said, it'll be at the bottom of the hour. Our friend Matt Hollis in the stream tonight. He'll be with us for the whole duration, Matt. It's glad to see you there celebrating Halloween down in Mexico. We'll be right back in just a couple. Welcome back, everybody. We are just a few minutes away to the first pitch of the ball game. Hang tight with us. We'll be right back in just a few. We appreciate y'all for listening here.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is a couple moments just to game time as we'd given the rundown of the lineups tonight. Only one change in the Tigers lineup, and that is Johan Messies is in and Rio Watanabe is out, as that is the only change that has been made. That was at the designated hitter position. On the flip side of the coin, the Oryx Buffaloes have made a number of changes, as Masahiro Nishino will make his first appearance as he is playing second base tonight in the series. Leandro Cedeno also makes his first appearance. He will be playing at first base in the ball game, as well as Taishi Haruka will get the nod in left field tonight. Those are the changes, or those are the additions to the lineup. The subtractions from last night's ball game: Marwin Gonzalez, who has not had himself a strong playoff series, he is out of the lineup, as well as last night the surprise starter, at least from our end of things, Ryoma Ikeda, is also not in the lineup. And the other one that has been removed from the starting lineup is also, we had a quick peek at that earlier on. It looks like that is everybody that we've got on our list at this point. There are a couple changes defensively as well, as Kai Nakagawa did get the start at first base last night. He has moved into the outfield, and that is where we stand. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for listening in with us tonight. It is Old School Radio broadcast on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back in just a few. Game 2 of the Japan series just around the corner, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple moments after we get everything set up at our end. Happy to have you with us, so we'll be right back in a few. Welcome back, everybody. We are underway as Hiroya Miyagi started off the ball game with a strikeout of Koji Chikamoto. He got ahead in the count at 0-2 And then he threw a pitch outside, and then Chickamoto went chasing a fastball up in the zone, and he is retired on strikes for out number 1. So that is where we're at. It is Takuma Nakano stepping into the plate. He is 4 for 16 in the series, in the playoffs, I should say, between last night's ball game and the series against the Carp. And the first pitch is a fastball that pours in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Nakano had 3 hits in last night's ball game, as did Chikamoto. First time that 2 Central League players were able to do that. There was a slow breaking ball swung on. This is looped into center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And Nakano is aboard with a 1-out single. And that is going to bring up the right fielder, Shota Morishita. We are working off our B feed right now, so we are not going to engage in the chat as we normally do quite yet. But we will be popping in and out throughout the evening once we can get our A feed set up to our liking. Shota Morishita stepping up to the plate. He is 3 for 15 in the playoffs. He was 1 for 5 in last night's ball game. His hit came late in the game last night. Morishita batting from the right side here against the left-handed throwing Miyagi. And the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball taken low and inside, and the count is quickly 1-0. Morishita, the rookie here, getting the start. He's been pretty much locked in the 3-hole for most of the season this year. Lots of bright future ahead for him, as there are for many here. As the runner Nakano takes his lead, and there's a fastball that pours in for a called strike, and the count goes even to 1-1. As we said, lots of changes in the Buffaloes lineup. Very interesting to see how they have a wealth of offensive riches, do the Buffaloes. But I'm not sure if they're necessarily unlocked the key of how they're going to use it. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Morishita. So 2 balls and 1 strike. They will be facing their former pitcher, Yuki Nishi, going tonight, obviously, for the Tigers. He was a long-time Oryx Buffalo. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 3-1. Joining the crosstown rival of the Central League. I say rival, even though that they are local. They don't always play each other. There's only see each other 3 times in the regular season. They do play each other in the preseason quite a bit. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count runs to 3-2 on Morishita. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yusuke Oyama to follow here with 1 gone and the runner on first here in the top of the first inning. Another solid crowd at the Kyocera Dome, although I do see some empty seats in sections. There's the pitch. Off goes the runner. This ball is lifted down the right field line. It's going to be playable. And underneath it is Noguchi, and he's there to make the catch. And that's going to retire Morishita. And retreating back to first base is Nakano, as Morishita has been retired for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here in the top of the first, and that's going to leave it up to the first baseman, Yusuke Oyama. Well, for Oyama, he's 1 for 11 in the playoffs. He did reach base last night 3 times, and all 3 times around base on balls. Batting from the right side here against the left-hander Miyagi. As Miyagi checks the runner at first, and now he flips it over, and Nakano gets back easily. Oyama waggling the bat here, waiting on the offering from the right-hander, who gets his sign from his catcher, Tomoya Mori, and there's a breaking ball that misses down in it, and the count is 1-0. The other change that the Buffaloes have made is Mori's behind the plate tonight. He did get the start in right field last night. Kenya Wakatsuki getting a night off. This seems to be a pattern used by the Buffaloes, as Mori and Wakatsuki go every other evening. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes to 2-0. If I had a criticism, as I say, it would probably be that they're going every other night with their players, or certain players. I would prefer to see the lineup being used or rolled out on a regular basis, and only the changes being made sparingly. But their Buffaloes just seem to roll out a different lineup each night. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Kind of caught Oyama off guard. That was belt high on the inside corner. Count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is as the lefty works himself to the belt. And here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. And the count now is 2 balls and 2 strikes to Oyama. 16 pitches so far here in the first inning for the lefty Miyagi, who gets his sign from Mori as he works himself set to the belt. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. This is going to be lifted foul down the first base line. And the count remains at 2-2. As mentioned earlier, we're not engaged in the chat at this point here as we are looking in on the game as well. Normally we do, but we're working off of our B feed, so to speak. So we will get everything sorted out and eventually have our A feed online. Here's the pitch. Slow breaking ball swung on, chopped over to short, fielded by Kirby-Ashi across the diamond. And that's going to retire Oyama on a ground out 6-3. And that will do it here in the first inning for the Tigers. Well, there was no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors. And there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now through a half inning. It is the Tigers nothing and the Buffaloes coming to bat. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for bouncing in here with us tonight. Nothing ball game as we move to the bottom of the first. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We welcome Patrick and everybody else to the stream tonight. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. Yuki Nishi is just completing his warm-up tosses, and we're going to be ready to get this one resumed in just a couple moments. Coming to bat for the Buffaloes in their half of the inning, it's going to be Kai Nakagawa, Masahiro Nishino, and Tomoya Mori. As we mentioned, we will be getting our streams kind of set in. It seemed to take us last night a little bit to get everything on song for everybody here, but Nishi is now just completing his warm-up tosses, and we'll be ready to resume the action in just a moment. There is a delay between the regular games and ours sometimes, not just through the StreamYard application that we are running to provide the feed, but also too between us and the ball game that is being presented sometimes when we are getting some of the stuff, we are getting that 7-second delay plus everything else on top of it. Usually creates a little bit of an issue, but that is where we stand here. So Nishi has just completed his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to get this one back underway, as it'll be Nakagawa, Nishino, and Mori here in the inning. Nakagawa is 4 for 20 in the playoffs thus far, as he bats from the right side, as Nishi is ready to get going. The first pitch is a fastball that is lifted foul down the right field line, and the count is quickly 0-1. As I say, we're tagging off a little bit of the feeds a little bit here, so hopefully everybody can hang with us. Here's the pitch. As a fastball swung on, it breaks the bat, and it grounds it foul. That bat went further than the ball did. We saw a bat break similar like that twice last night by the right-handed hitting Yuma Tongu. This ball here came in on the hands, and it just severed the bat in half. Little pieces went down the first base line. So Nakagawa is going to have to go and get himself a new piece of lumber. So no balls and 2 strikes here. Matt Hollis was holding it down for us there. We appreciate him for being here. Patrick Frank's back in the house tonight as well. We had Colton Curtice in here asking earlier if there was a stream. Of course there's a stream. We're streaming for you. There's a fastball that misses inside. The count is 1-2. We do an old school radio broadcast The call of the game. Here comes the 1-2 pitch as Nishi rocks into the windup and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Nakagawa. Right-hander against the right-hander. Nishi rocking into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and lifted down the right field line. Count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. Once everything kind of gets stable, then we can get our seat in here. We really appreciate everybody for listening in tonight. Once again, here's the pitch from Nishi. It's a fastball that misses inside. It's going to run the count full to Nakagawa. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is. As the right-hander working again quickly, delivers a fastball. It's swung on. It's grounded to the right side of the infield. Fielded by Oyama, and he is going to win the race to the bag, and that is going to retire Nakagawa for the first out of the inning. So 1 gone here, and that will bring up the second baseman, Masahiro Nishino. Well, this is the first action that Nishino has seen here in the Japan series. Nishino, of course, did have a couple of games in the previous playoff round. He is 0 for 6 thus far in the playoffs. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses outside. It's for 1 ball and no strikes. And here's the offering again from Nishi. It's a fastball that misses outside as well, and the count goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Masahiro Nishino has nothing across the slash line in the playoffs. There was a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 2-1. Gotta like Yuki Nishi. He wastes very little time. He gets the ball, and he is ready to go. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball missing up and away, and the count goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Nishi again rocking into the windup. Kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. It's going to be ball 4. Nishino's going to get himself a walk, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Tomoya Mori. And when you think about it, Nishi, as he works quickly, we'll see how he works out of the windup. I was doing some research in Major League Baseball, and it was Wade Miley of the Milwaukee Brewers. When there is nobody on, he works the quickest. That's about 13 seconds and change between pitches. And he just gets himself in full gear and keeps it going. And when you have a pitcher that works with that kind of tempo and pace, the defense can stay engaged. The slower that the pitchers work, the tougher it is to maintain focus. General rule of thumb is about 15 seconds between pitches. There's a fastball taken for a called strike at the knees, and the count is 0-1 to Mori. Mori 5 for 16 in the playoffs. He's got a homer and a couple RBIs. He did have a double in last night's ball game. It looked like it was a ground rule double that hit the Kyocera Dome roof. There's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It's rolled over to first. Fielded by Oyama. He goes to second for 1, back to first, but now they're saying it was a foul ball as the first base umpire has his hands extended. Oof. So no balls and 2 strikes. I want to get a look at the replay there. And I think that the manager, not very happy because first base umpire made the call. That's not his call. Anything up to the bag down the first baseline, that is the call of the home plate umpire. And so now they're going to get over and they're going to talk here. They want to talk it out a little bit, but that was a call that should not have been made by the first base umpire. So I'm really not sure what the discussion was, unless they're feeling that there was maybe interference or something on the play. But even there, with it being a foul ball, the play is been completed. It's over. Our friend Rhodes Scholar in the house tonight. We welcome him back to the stream as well. As we mentioned before, we are from time to time popping in and out, but it looks like we do have a reliable A feed for now, so that's where we will stay with it. I wonder if they're going to have to get on the phone and give an explanation here, or if they're going to have to go over and explain to the managers what the issue was. It's the one thing that the Japanese league, I feel, does very well. They have to make the explanation, and that is what's going to happen. They're going to get onto the microphone and explain to the crowd what indeed has happened. The problem is that my ability to understand the Japanese is very low at best. And so anything that has been said here in the explanation is a problem for me. And here comes the Hanshin manager out. So Okada has come out to speak to the umpire. So he wants an explanation as far as what has been taking place here. We don't very rarely see arguments in the NPB these days. Very, very rare that they come out and they'll see arguments that they will have. You don't see a lot of ejections. We've been watching quite a few of the games over the past number of years, and you don't see a lot of that stuff. Although you go back 25, 30 years ago, there were some heavy-duty brawls in the NPB, and they really had toned it down right around the turn of the century. And now Okada carries on the argument as he comes out to talk to the home plate umpire. And so here the discussion continues. And I know he's pretty upset about what's happened here, is that he feels that they probably should have had the opportunity for a double play. And now the base umpire, it looks like it's the crew chief. It's not the first base umpire. He's being very adamant. His hands are moving in conversation with the manager as well. So obviously Okada is wanting an explanation of how they're going to apply this, as the discussion does carry on here for some length. In other words, I think the umpires are probably acknowledging at this point that they have made a mistake. But now how to rectify the problem is the other issue. And the discussion just continues on here, so I don't have anything updated for you on this. So we'll wait here as the discussion continues. Once that conversation is over, I have a feeling that the manager for the Tigers is not going to win this battle. No matter what has happened, he's not happy with the way that things have been applied, and we just have to wait until that has been taken care of. Now he's slowly waking his way back to the dugout. So that is the end of the discussion. We're ready to resume the action. And we'll see if it's still going to be Tomoya Mori at the plate. We'll get a look at the replay finally on this, as Mori rolled it down the first baseline. Oh boy, that's not the call. Yeah, I can see why he's upset. The home plate umpire had pointed fair ball, and the base umpire was the one who had killed it. That was where the problem lied. Well, we're back to the action now as they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner Nishino. Still no balls and 2 strikes to Mori. So nobody was retired in this situation. Well, we'll see if this comes back to haunt the Tigers, especially with Mori at the plate. Here comes the 0-2 pitch as Nishi holds set, now delivers. Fastball misses off the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-2. Especially in a playoff game like this, when you're in the championship series, you want to have the best officials, or at least the best understanding of what's going on. And certainly the first base umpire, that's a rookie ball mistake. Here's the pitch. Fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tomoya Mori batting from the left side here against the right-hander Nishi, as he collects his sign from Sakamoto. And here's the pitch. Fastball taken for a called 3rd strike. Mori stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by for out number 2. And that is going to leave it up to the first baseman, Leandro Cedeno. That looked like a breaking ball from Nishi that didn't have a whole lot of break to it, but he just held on enough to catch the outside corner. Mori sure didn't like it. He was shaking his head looking at the home plate umpire. Some of the problems that we have is with the angle of the camera from the outfield. It's not necessarily the best angle to be able to judge things. There is a fastball swung on. It is taken on one hop by the third baseman, Sato. He gets to his knees. He gets back to his feet, throws to second. It's going to retire Nishino on a fielder's choice, 5-4. Cedeno hit the ball hard, but right to the glove of Sato, and that is going to do it here for out number 3. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, 1 runner left aboard, and 1 argument that was not won by the Tigers. We'll be back here in just a few minutes as the score is 0-0 as we move to the top of the second. Appreciate you guys for listening in with us tonight for some old school radio broadcast on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys for being here with us. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the second inning, and it'll be Teruaki Sato, Sheldon Noisy, and Johan Mazes to come to bat, as this is going to be the first Nippon Series action for Mazes. We did see Sato and Noisy in the ball game last night, and Miyagi has completed his warm-up tosses, and we are ready to resume the action. As I said, you don't see a whole lot of arguments at the NPB level. But there is, and it wasn't necessarily what I would call an argument, but you could see it was certainly a calm discussion being held. If anybody was more adamant, it was the umpires. They probably should have been, because they've made the mistake on that. There's the first pitch breaking ball delivered to Sato. It has popped up down the third baseline in foul territory, and underneath it is Mune. He makes the catch, and that is going to retire Sato on one pitch. There's one away here in the second inning. It's going to bring up the left fielder, Sheldon Noisy. Well, for Noisy, he is 3 for 15 in the playoffs. In last night's ball game, he did have a knock. He was 1 for 5 in the last night's affair. Had a single and scored a run in the sixth inning when they had put up the 4 spot on Yoshinobu Yamamoto, and he takes a first pitch fastball on the outside corner for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Noisy's been a pretty productive player for the Tigers this year, as he pitches a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count goes to 1-1. I'd be curious to see what the decision on some of the players, international players, will be, who's coming back and who is not, and if Noisy gets another opportunity in Japan, or if he wants to try to bounce back to North America. I don't know if he's done enough. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined right to the glove of the third baseman, Mune, who leaps and makes the catch, and Noisy is out for out number 2. He hit that ball right on the screws. And Yuma Mune busy in the inning as he's recorded both of the putouts. Going to feel a little bit snake-bitten after that swing. That ball was an absolute bullet. Nice play and a good reaction there by the third baseman, Mune. Well, that brings up the designated hitter, Johan Mazes, who's getting his first action in the Japan series. He takes a fastball inside for a ball. 222 on the regular season. Right-handed hitting designated hitter. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count goes even at 1-1. I got a chance to see him play, as we did see the Giants and the Tigers in my journey to Japan a couple months ago, or last month. Fastball misses inside, although the Tigers and the Giants, I saw them in late August. And he did not play in that game other than the part as a pinch hitter. And there's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. The lefty Miyagi kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that just misses off the inside corner. Miyagi was starting to jump off the mound thinking that was a called third strike. He did hit his spot, but it was probably a good call by the home plate umpire as it had run off the inside corner. Here's the 3-2 pitch. It's a slow breaking ball taken for a called third strike. And Mazes goes in the books, and he does a 180, goes right back to the dugout. No argument there. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 1.5 innings at the Kyocera Dome in Osaka. And your score is the Tigers nothing and the Buffaloes nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the second inning when we return after this. Glad you guys are with us tonight. Hang tight. We'll be right back. Back, everybody. It is 0-0 as we're cruising to the bottom half of the second inning. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight. We'll be right back after these news and notes. Hang tight. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Yuma Tongo, Yuma Mune, and Qatar Kirbiashi to come to bat here in the second inning to face the right-hander Yuki Nishi, who is on for his second inning of work. Tongo did get the start in last night's ball game, 1 for 5 in the playoffs, no homers and an RBI. He was 0 for 3 in last night's affair. Batting from the right side here against Nishi, who rocks into the windup and delivers. A first pitch fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. It is now at 7 o'clock local time, or just after 7 o'clock. Here's the pitch, and it is a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1 on Yuma Tongo. Tongo, of course, led the Pacific League in batting average this year. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. Remember the highlights, we were calling the game earlier in the year between the Eagles and the Buffaloes, and he got hit in the head with a fastball. There was a fastball swung on, grounded over to short, fielded neatly by the shortstop Kanami, and he throws to first, and Tongo's going to be retired. Just to finish off on Tongo, it was a really scary scene that night, as he'd take it in the head, and they had to stretcher him off the field. It was an automatic ejection of the Tohoku pitcher. And with Tongo, he was taken out of the fray, and as he was removed, what ended up happening is he ended up being carted out to hospital, missed a couple of weeks with a concussion, and there's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1 to Mune. Good to see that he is healthy and moving around. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2 to Mune. Mune 6 for 19 in the playoffs. He was hitless in last night's ball game, as were many of the Buffalo players. They had a hard time getting hits. There's a fastball that just misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. That pitch from Nishi was a fastball that had just run off the outside corner. And now Nishi steps off the backside of the mound, and he's going to get himself reset. Mooney has himself dug in and waiting here as Nishi rocks into the windup. Here comes the pitch. There is a fastball swung on it. Is chopped foul over on the first base side. Count remains at 1-2 to Mune. Right-hander against the left-hander. Nishi rocking into the windup. He kicks and he delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away. Count now runs to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. Nishi again back to work quickly with nobody on, and he delivers a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. And Mune goes down on strikes. He's in the books for the second strikeout of the game. That is going to bring up the shortstop, Kotaro Kobayashi. Nice job there by Nishi to really mix his pitches to keep the Buffalo hitters off balance. So 2 in the books, and Kobayashi coming to the plate, 3 for 12 in the playoffs. Did have a hit in last night's ball game. As the right-hander Nishi delivers, there is a breaking ball that misses up and in for a ball, and the count is 1-0. There's another offering that just misses again on the inside corner, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. There's a fastball swung on it, is chopped softly back toward the pitcher. Off the mound comes Nishi to field it. He throws to first. It's going to go down as a ground out 1-3, and that is going to retire Kobayashi for the third out of the inning. And the Buffaloes are going to go quietly here in the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We're now through 2 complete at the Kisara Dome. It is the Tigers nothing and the Buffaloes nothing. Hang with us, everybody. We'll be back with the top of the third inning when we return right after this. We appreciate you guys once again for hanging with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. Just a couple of news and notes. Be sure to join us. We are going to be doing our first NPB podcast a week after the season is completed. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing weekly podcasts on the news and notes, almost a hot stove between now and the start of the year. It'll be found on YouTube Music. It'll be on our channel, as well as eventually we'll get it up onto Spotify and some of the other places as well, so you could come in and listen to what we're doing. In the off season, we're also going to have a couple of interviews, and hopefully that will work out for us as well. It'll be Kanami, Sakamoto, and Chikamoto, the 8, 9, and 1 hitters, to come to bat here in the third inning. Our friend Alexander Leggett has made it in to the house. He has checked in tonight. We'll make sure that we have a check mark next to your name. The first pitch is a fastball delivered to Kanami, and it's taken for a called strike, and the count's 0-1. Kanami has been on fire in the playoffs, 7 for 14. Between last night's ball game and the Carp series. He takes another fastball for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Kanami had 2 hits and an RBI and scored a pair of runs last night. As there is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1-2 here to Kanami. Left-hander Miyagi kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Kanami goes in the books. He's gone for out number 1. That's the third strikeout of the ball game here for Miyagi. And that'll bring up the catcher, Seishiro Sakamoto. Well, for Sakamoto, he is 3 for 13 in the playoffs. He was 1 for 4 in last night's game. He had a double and an RBI. He comes up to the plate here to face the left-hander Miyagi. Last night's ball game, a couple of times he got knocked off the plate. It was interesting. You're knocking the 9-hole hitter off the plate. He had to do a little bit of dancing. There's a first pitch breaking ball that misses down, and it squirts away from Mori. Count is 1-0 to Sakamoto. Sakamoto getting the nod behind the plate here for the Tigers in the series in the first 2 games. Takes a breaking ball for a called strike, and the count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Friend Alexander says he'd like the Buffaloes to do something. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 2-1. I'd like to see the Buffaloes make it a series at the bare minimum. I'd like to see this at least get to 6 games. So they got to do their part, and tonight would be one of those. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count goes to 2-2. Of course, the Tiger fans don't want anything of it, but what a great series in the Kansai region it could be if this went even 7 games or maybe even beyond, got to an 8th. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 3-2. Could happen as the early parts of the series here, the games won't go extra innings. Here's the 3-2 pitch. It's a fastball tapped slowly foul on the third base side. The count remains at 3-2. Nothing more to see a 12-inning tie in one of these ball games that potentially could extend the series to 8 games. I have to look that back up, but I remember we were looking it up last year. I think it was the Carp had gone to a series where it was 8 games a number of years back. Fastball swung on, grounded over to the right side of the infield, backhanded by the second baseman Shino. Fires to first, and that is going to retire Sakamoto on a ground out 4-3. So he's in the books for the second out of the inning, and that is going to bring up the top of the order in Koji Chikamoto. Well, for Chikamoto, he's 0 for 1 in this one. He struck out to begin the ball game. Chikamoto 4 for 16 in the playoffs thus far. He bats from the left side here against the left-handed throwing Miyagi. As he waggles the bat, waiting on the first offering here. The pitch is on the way. It's a slow breaking ball. And I mean really slow, 54 miles an hour, and it drops in for a called strike. That one had frost on it when it came down. So no balls and 1 strike to Koji Chikamoto. He follows it up with a little more firmer breaking ball, and he swings and misses, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Chikamoto is a player, if I remember correctly, he is in that area near Kobe. He's somewhat of a local, I would say. There's a fastball swung on, grounded over to third, fielded by Mune. He goes across the diamond, and that is going to retire Chikamoto on a ground out 5-3 for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it there. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. That is now 8 in a row retired by Miyagi. We are now moving to the bottom half of the third inning. Your score is the Tigers 0 and the Buffaloes 0. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back with all the action in just a few. This game is skipping along like last night's early on as well. We'll be right back in just a couple moments. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the last half of the third inning, and it'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat for the Buffaloes. That means Tomoya Noguchi, Taisi Haruka, and Kai Nakagawa to face the right-hander Yuki Nishi, who will begin his third inning of work. Nishi has yet to allow a hit. He did allow a base runner on a base on balls to Masahiro Nishino back in the first inning. So he is ready to resume the action. Only 31 pitches through the first 2 for Nishi. Stepping up to the plate is Noguchi. He is 2 for 6 in the playoffs. He did have a knock in last night's ball game. He was 1 for 3. As he bats here from the left side against the right-handed throwing Nishi. And the right-hander delivers the first pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. Grounded up the middle. Fielded by the second baseman Nakano, who throws to first. And that is going to retire Noguchi. 1 pitch and 1 away here in the third inning. That'll bring up the left fielder, Taisi Haruka. And for Haruka, he is making his first appearance in the Japan series. He is 1 for 3 in the playoffs. He has nothing across the slash line as he bats from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Nishi. He squares the bunt and he pulls back and takes a ball inside. 1-0 to Haruka. Looking to try to drag something down the third baseline, get something going here for the Buffaloes. Anything to get them started. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field for a base hit. And it's to Sheldon Noisy, who bobbles it a little bit, was able to keep it in front. And that is going to be a single here for Haruka. So he's aboard with a 1-out base knock, and that brings up the top of the order in Kai Nakagawa. Well, Nakagawa is 0 for 1 in this one. He grounded out to the first baseman in the first inning to get the ball game going. 4 for 21 in the playoffs. He has not caught his stride yet by any stretch. He gets the start in center field tonight. Last night he got the start at first base. He was 0 for 4 in last night's ball game, and they had him hitting the 3-hole. Now they've moved him up to the top of the order. Manager Nakajima for the Buffaloes trying to unlock a batting order that's going to give some success to the Buffaloes. Stepping off the backside of the rubber and faking a throw to first base was Nishi. And now he throws over, and diving back in time is the base runner, Haruka. Nakagawa waiting here on the first offering from Nishi, who works himself to the set position. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike it is. So we say we appreciate everybody who is locked in with us tonight for all the action. Game 2 of the series between the Tigers and the Buffaloes. Buffaloes, I'm pretty sure, would love to be able to get a win here tonight to go into the Koshin Stadium locked at 1s. There's a breaking ball swung on. This is popped up over on the first base side in foul territory. Moving over underneath it is Oyama, and he makes the catch. And that is going to retire Nakagawa for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Masahiro Nishino. I've talked about this through the playoffs a little bit, and one of the black hole problems that the Buffaloes have is the second base position. A lot of teams in the NPB, they have a pretty good second baseman, or you've got pretty good production. Think of Asamura for the Eagles, Shugomaki for the Bay Stars, Tonosaki for the Lions. Those 3 particular Japanese players that come to mind right off the hop. They're very productive players offensively. Whereas the Buffaloes are been rolling through a number of players. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. Nishino gets the start tonight. Sho Gibbo came in defensively last night. Marwin Gonzalez has seen action at second base as well. We haven't seen Ryo Adachi yet. I don't know if we will see him or not in the playoffs. But he is yet another one to roll through that position. Here's the 1-0 pitch, but instead they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner, Haruka. Keep your eye on Haruka. This would be a situation I would expect that they may be able to put him in motion to run. If they get him into scoring position, obviously you've got Nishino still at the plate. If he gets thrown out, then Nishino would lead off the next inning, try to set the table for the big part of the order. There's a fastball swung on and grounded foul down the third base side. Count 1-1 now to Nishino. So 1 ball and 1 strike as the right-hander gets a new baseball and rubs it up. He gets himself onto the rubber, and he gets the sign from his catcher as he works himself to the belt. He comes to the set position. Here comes the offering. Pitch on the way. It's a breaking ball that just misses outside, and the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. We'll be back on the airwaves again on Tuesday morning, North American time at 2 o'clock. There's a pickoff over to first base, and it scoots away from Oyama. And getting up and making it over to second base is the runner, Haruka. So Haruka has got himself, that's going to go as an error on the pitcher, E1. So he now finds himself in scoring position. And he's also going to get a visit from his catcher, Sakamoto, as well as the shortstop Kanami in to have a few words with the right-hander. He fired it over, and it was into the runner. Oyama had to go across his body into the runner who was diving back to the bag, wasn't able to come up with it. Every time I see that, I think of the Detroit Tigers in 2006 when they couldn't field their positions. They kept throwing balls all over the place into the corner and on bunts, pickoffs, you name it, in the World Series. That was against the St. Louis Cardinals. Those are all things that are worked on in spring training, but sometimes teams don't always put in the work during the season to work at it. So if you're not sharp, that's a problem. Well, the Buffalo fans are on their feet, urging their home team on here. Runner at second in scoring position with 2 gone. Here comes the 2-1 pitch to Nishino. As he kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be lined into right center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. That's going to be the first run of the ball game. It's all the way up against the wall. Digging around first, heading for second. Nishino rounding second and heading to third, and he's going to get himself a triple. So Nishino with a 2-out triple, scoring the runner all the way from second base, and that is going to make the scoreline 1-0 here for the Buffaloes in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So 2 of the more unlikely sources in the lineup for the Buffaloes, Haruka scoring the run, Nishino driving him in with a triple, has got the Buffaloes on the board here, 1-0 in the 3rd. And that'll bring up the catcher, Tomoya Mori. And for Mori in this one tonight, he struck out looking his first time up. He was very fortunate in that at bat not to have grounded into a double play. That's not what it actually looked like, but it looked like the umpires had butchered it, which was call for why the manager had come out of the dugout. There's a fastball that misses outside for a ball. The count is 1-0. And if Alexander Leggett is still with us and listening in, we were talking before, I think it was him and possibly Ben Roberts, one of our friends who's in the Cleveland area, who used to listen in a lot with us when he was in Japan in Yokohama. He used to say that there used to be a lot of arguments and a lot of general violence. There's a fastball swung on it, is grounded over to third. It is fielded by Inishi on the third base side. He throws to first. That's going to retire Mori on a ground out 1-3. It was like a swinging bunt. And Inishi was able to get off the mound to go and field it. 1 run in the inning on the benefit of 1 hit. There was an error and there was a runner left aboard. We're now through 3 complete innings. It is a 1-0 scoreline for the Buffaloes. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 4th. In just a few, we appreciate you guys for supporting us and hanging out here with us. We'll be back in just a few as the Tigers will be coming to bat. Welcome back, everybody. It is a 1-0 Buffalo lead, courtesy of the triple by Nishino. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for being with us. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game, really exciting, lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course, I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat for the Tigers. That means Nakano, Morishita, and Oyama to face the lefty Miyagi here, who has sent down 8 consecutive Tiger hitters. The last one to reach base was Nakano, who had a single in the first inning. Takes a first pitch breaking ball for a called strike. Count is 0-1. Left-hander versus the left-hander. He delivers. There's a fastball swung on it. It is grounded up the middle, and the pitcher had to avoid it as he knocked him down to avoid getting hit with it. Allowed the ball to get up the middle. It was fielded on the backhand by Nishino, who had flipped it to the shortstop Kirby-Ashi, but no throw over to first base. We'll watch that one again. Boy, oh boy, sent Miyagi right to the deck. And Nishino and Kirby-Ashi having some fun. That would have been pretty cool if they would have been able to do that. If they would have had a different runner other than Nakano, they might have been able to pull that play off. But that's going to be an infield single for Nakano, and it's going to bring up Shota Morishita. Morishita 0 for 1 today. He flew out to right field his first time up. He takes a breaking ball low and in, and the count is quickly 1 ball and no strikes. Nakano establishing his lead over at first. He is a threat to run. Both of the top 2 players in the batting order for the Tigers can run, and there's a fastball delivered, and it is going to miss outside. The count is now 2-0 to Morishita. I'm not sure where that pitch was, or maybe where the first pitch was, because one of those probably should have been a strike, at least in my world. So 2 balls and no strikes here to Morishita. As he is ahead in the count, they throw over to first base, and getting back easily is the runner Nakano. Morishita 3 for 16 in the playoffs. 1 for 6 in the Japan series. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses, and the count is now 3-0. And again, we're back to the situation where I don't know where the pitches are located. That pitch, again, you're not getting the pitch that's down and in. And that one did look like a ball more than the other 2. But the second pitch, not getting the call, belt high on the outside part of the plate. And there's a fastball taken for a called strike. And Morishita, interestingly enough, was ready to start his walk down to first base. But the right hand of the home plate umpire went up to bring him back. So even the hitter is a bit confused over what a strike is and what a strike isn't. So here comes the 3-1 offering as Miyagi delivers a slow breaking ball. That drops in for a called strike. It carves the plate in half. And the count is now 3-2. I have to say, I really do like the way that Miyagi keeps hitters off balance. He's not particularly overly powering. We've seen him touch 92 a few times tonight. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Fastball swung on, and it's grounded off of the batter. It's fielded by Mune, but that's going to bring everybody back. It's going to keep the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here in the top of the 4th inning. We appreciate everybody for jumping in, as we said, with us tonight for all the action here. Game 2 of the series, and we're hoping it's a long one. That is for certain. 3-2 pitch, but instead Miyagi flips it over to first, and diving back in time is the base runner. Again, establishing his lead over at first is Nakano. He's at first, nobody gone. 3-2 here to Morishita as the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on, grounded to short. They go to second for 1, and over to first. It's going to be a double play. Oh boy, that was a really bang play at second base. That might even be worth having a look at. They pan into the dugout, but it doesn't look like that the manager is going to challenge the call. That's going to go in the books as a fielder, or as a double play. That's going to go of the 6-4-3 variety. So Nakano erased at second. Morishita gone at first. We'll look at that one again. Boy, that was a bang-bang play at second base. And the first pitch, breaking ball delivered to Oyama, taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and a strike to Oyama. Lefty Miyagi delivers a breaking ball that misses well off the outside corner. Count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Oyama. 1 for 12 in the playoffs. As he takes a breaking ball down and in, the count now goes to 2-1. But the always dangerous hitter, he did have himself 3 walks in last night's ball game. Lefty Miyagi working himself to the set position. Here's the pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is tapped slowly foul over on the third base side. Count now goes even to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lefty ready to go again. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that just misses on the inside corner. Count now 3-2. Second time tonight going to be full count on the hitters. Morishita, second time tonight in this inning. It's been about 5 times tonight that they have run the count full here. There's a breaking ball hit foul down the third base line. The count remains at 3-2 to Oyama, so the battle continues. "57 pitches already here for the left-hander who kicks and delivers. There's a slow breaking ball swung on. Grounded, and it's going to eat up the third baseman, Mune, and that is going to allow the runner to be able to, Oyama, to get to first base. He is aboard here. So Oyama at first. We're going to have to see how they're going to rule that one. That was a hard enough hit ball, so I'm not sure if that would be Mune's fault or not. It was more self-defense. Oyama had to do a pretty good job of holding it back. I think they're going to give him a base hit on that one. He had to go to his backhand side. He got to the ground, but Mune unable to stop it and knock it down. It is only going to be a single here for Oyama, so that'll help get him off the schneid, and that brings up Teruyuki Sato. Sato batting from the left side here against the lefty, and the first pitch is a fastball that just misses off the outside corner for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Sato hitting from the left side here against the left-hander Miyagi, who waits and delivers. There's another fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Quick conference there from Nishino to have a word with his lefty. So 2 balls and no strikes. 3 for 18 in the playoffs for Sato. Got his first RBI in last night's ball game. The production has not come from the middle part of the order yet from the Tigers. There's a breaking ball that misses down. It's now 3-0. Sheldon Noisy waits his turn on deck, and the manager Nakajima probably looking for the Alka-Seltzer in the dugout. Can't believe what he's watching right now. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. That's the lefty delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 3-1. After this half inning is completed, we're going to try to speed ourselves back up a little bit. We have a secondary feed that will pick up. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to get looped over the shortstop's head into left field. It's going to be taken on the run by the left fielder Haruka. So Sato's got himself a single. They've got runners at first and second with 2 gone. That's going to bring up the left fielder Sheldon Noisy, but it's also going to bring the pitching coach on a full-on trot out of the dugout. As I mentioned, we're going to try to give ourselves a opportunity for you folks as well. We'll catch up with the feeds as we're giving you guys the call tonight. A little bit behind on the delay, so if you've got it synced up here, I'll try to speed it up for you a little bit here. We've had some early problems, but we did have ourselves going pretty good here for a while, so hopefully we can maintain that here tonight. So Sheldon Noisy steps to the plate. Noisy tonight 0 for 1. He had a ball right on the screws to the third baseman Mune in the second inning for his only at bat. He is 3 for 16 in the playoffs. He's got nothing on the slash line, but here with the Buffaloes up 1-0, he's got a chance to do some damage. Noisy's a big fella. He spent time in the Oakland and Los Angeles organizations. And the first pitch from Miyagi is a fastball swung on. This ball is belted foul down the right field line. It's going to reach the seats over the netting, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Noisy. Not sure how we're going to do it. We may stay locked in on this particular feed here, and then maybe during the Japanese halftime try to speed it up a bit. Hate to lose a good feed when you have one. So no balls and 1 strike to Noisy as he takes a fastball for a ball, and the count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Left-hander against the right-hander. Miyagi works to the set. Here comes the offering. There's a breaking ball swung on. This is lifted down the right field line, but this is going to slice into the seats as well. And the count now is at 1-2 to Noisy. One ball and 2 strikes. 2 gone here in the 4th inning. Runner at second, Oyama. Runner at first is Sato. Lefty Miyagi gets himself the new baseball. He rubs it up. Now we're ready to go again. Here comes the 1-2 offering. As he checks the runner at second. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses off the outside corner, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Miyagi leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher Mori, and now he delivers. Fastball that just misses. I'm not sure where it missed. Miyagi sure didn't like the call. He's very animated on the mound. That's going to run the count to 3-2. We'll get the replay of that one. Well, he certainly hit his spot. I'm not sure what he had to do to get that for a call. Certainly no home cooking here. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Noisy. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed. And Miyagi sets Noisy down on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning, and that is going to do it here. There was no runs in the inning. There were 3 Tiger hits. There was no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We are now through 3.5 innings. Your score is the Hanshin Tigers trailing the Oryx Buffaloes 1-0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the 4th inning when we return. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back here in just a few moments. I appreciate you guys for all listening in. We've got ourselves a scoreline of 1-0 for the Buffaloes. We're going to be moving to the bottom of the 4th inning, and we'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are going to be moving to the bottom half of the 4th inning. It'll be the heart of the batting order to come to bat for the Buffaloes, and that'll be Leandro Cedeno, Yuma Tongu, and Yuma Mune. to face the right-hander Yuki Nishi here, who begins his fourth inning of work. Nishi only allowed the run in the last half inning. It was a single by Haruka. He went to second on the error by the pitcher, and then a triple by Nishino that got the scoring going. First pitch, breaking ball, misses down and away to Cedeno, and the count is 1-0. Cedeno here in this one, 0 for 1 tonight. He had bounced into a fielder's choice, or smashed into a fielder's choice his first time up, as he takes a fastball down, and the count goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. There's a breaking ball missing down and away, and it's now 3-0 to Cedeno. So 3 balls and no strikes. Nishi ready to go again. He rocks into the windup. And now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 3-1 here on Cedeno. Right-hander Nishi rocking into the windup. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It is hit on the fists over to the second baseman, Nakano. He fields it on a hop. He throws to first, and that's going to retire Cedeno on a ground out 4-3. He's in the books for out number 1, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Yuma Tongu. Well, for Tongu tonight, he's 0 for 1 in this one. He grounded to the shortstop his first time up. He's 1 for 6 in the playoffs. And gets himself set in the batter's box, ready for the first offering from Nishi. And the pitch is on the way. It swung on and is grounded over to short. Fielded by Kanami. It looks like an instant replay of the last play. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Tongu on a ground out 6-3. He's in the books for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Yuma Mune. Well, for Mune tonight, he is 0 for 1. He has struck out his only time to the plate. 6 for 20 in the playoffs. Most of that damage has been done in the series against the Marines. He has yet to open his account here. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. Mune in last night's ball game, 0 for 4. He struck out, grounded out a couple of times, and flew out as he takes a breaking ball for a strike, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander Nishi rocking into the windup. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses outside. The count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike as Nishi delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. It's now 3-1 to Mune. Right-hander wasting very little time. Nishi rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a fastball that misses down and away. It's going to be ball 4, and Mune is going to collect himself a 2-out walk. He is aboard, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Kotaro Kobayashi. And it's also going to bring a visit in from the first baseman, Oyama, to have a word with his pitcher. So that is Mune at first. 2 gone here, and Kobayashi stepping to the plate. Kobayashi 0 for 1 in this one. He grounded to the pitcher his first time up. 3 for 13 in the playoffs. Right-hander against the right-hander. Nishi holding to the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to 1-0 on Kobayashi. Right-hander again working to the set position. Here's the pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike, and the count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. This game has moved along at a pretty good clip tonight, much like last night's game. And last night it sort of slowed down once we got ourselves into the 4th inning when the runs started to come across. There was a fastball missing inside. It backs Kobayashi off the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike it is. Nishi shaking his catcher Sakamoto off, and now he finally gets the sign that he likes. And here comes the 2-1. Instead, he steps off the plate and feigns the throw to first. So 2 balls and 1 strike. As he said, a good crowd on hand here tonight between these 2 ball clubs. The Kansai Derby. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, lifted into shallow right field, moving in on it, and it's going to drop in front of the right fielder, Morishita, as that ball was slicing toward the line. As the second baseman had gone out, and as Morishita had come in, it's going to bleed down. It's going to be a base hit here for Kobayashi. Mune is going to go all the way around to third, and the Buffaloes have something brewing here with 2 out. That's going to bring Tomoya Noguchi to the plate. I have to say that the Buffaloes have been getting some support here from some players that maybe you didn't expect. The first hit by Haruka, in the 3rd inning, and then a triple by Nishino to bring him in. Now everything getting going with 2 out after Cedeno and Tongu retired. A walk to Mune and a single by Kobayashi has got the Buffaloes something going here in the 4th inning. So Noguchi stepping to the plate. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded back to the pitcher his first time up. 2 for 7 in the playoffs. He did have a hit in last night's ball game, 1 for 4 in the Japan series. So interesting here to see if they're going to put on some shenanigans. Kobayashi, the runner at first base. And as we said, the runner at third base is Yuma Mune. Batting from the left side here, Noguchi waiting on the first offering from Nishi. As he slowed himself down a little bit, he comes to the set position. Here comes the offering. Pitch on the way. It is a breaking ball, drops in for a called strike, and now he's ahead in the count at 0-1 is Nishi. Looking to get himself out of the jam that he's put himself into. Everything here has come with 2 out. Buffalo's fans egging or urging their team on. Maybe not egging their team on. As the right-hander holds to the set position. Here's the pitch. Fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count runs even to 1-1 on Noguchi. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander leaning in, getting the sign from Sakamoto. Keeping an eye on Kobayashi over there at first base. Here's the pitch. Fastball that just misses low, and the count goes to 2-1 on Noguchi. It's been a very interesting ball game here by the home plate umpire. As we said, he's been, I have to say this, he's been, if you want to call fair for both teams, I guess you can call it that way, because he's been consistent for both teams. As they pan the crowd, you can see they pan into the dugout. Sugimoto not playing in this one again tonight. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded, past the diving second baseman into center field, and that's going to be a base hit. Yuma Mune is going to come in to cross the plate. Rounding second and heading to third is Kobayashi. The throw comes in, and he's going to slide in safely as Kobayashi is now going to be at third. A base hit and an RBI single by Noguchi here has extended the Buffalo lead to 2-0. Mune crossing the plate for run number 2. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Taishi Haruka. So the Buffaloes extending their lead here. 2-0 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. I think the Tigers may have wished they would have saved some runs from last night's beatdown for tonight's ball game, but can't carry any of those over. So Haruka starting to the plate. He is 1 for 1 tonight as a single and scored the first run of the ball game. He is 2 for 4 in the playoffs. Bats here from the right side against the right-handed throwing Nishi. as Nishi works himself to the belt. And now he kicks and delivers, and it's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count is quickly 1-0. 2-0 Buffaloes here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Runners on the corners with 2 gone. They're looking for more here, trying to extend their lead. As the right-hander works himself again to the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed. The count now goes to 1-1 on Haruka. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner at third, Kobayashi. Runner at first, Noguchi. 2 gone here in the fourth. 2-0 lead now for the Buffaloes. As the right-hander works himself into that set position, and the pitch is on the way. Fastball swung on. This is lashed into left field for a base hit. And that is going to bring in the 3rd run of the game, the 2nd of the inning. Kobayashi crosses the plate on a single here by Haruka. He's got himself another RBI here, and advancing over to second is Noguchi. 3-0 lead, and it'll bring the top of the order to the plate, and Kai Nakagawa. So the inning that started with 2 quick groundouts by Cedeno and by Tongu, it's been a walk and 3 consecutive hits. And now the Tigers find themselves down 3-0. Runner at second now, Noguchi. Runner at first, Haruka. Nakagawa, who has struggled in the playoffs, 4 for 22, looking to break out of the slump. He's 0 for 5 in the Japan series. As the right-hander works himself into the set position. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball missing outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So it was 42 pitches through 3 innings for Nishi. He's already thrown 23 here in the fourth. Right-hander works set. Now he kicks and fires. Breaking ball drops in for a called strike, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Buffalo's looking to pad their lead here. Yet again, 3-0 here in the last half of the fourth. Pitch is on the way. Fastball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line, and the count goes to 1-2. Our friend Oakland Patches in the house. He says, keep pouring it on, Buffs. Well, it may not be wrong. That's for sure. The Buffaloes here looking to add on to this. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Nakagawa. We thank everybody for listening in with us tonight. Our friend Oakland Patches, I think he's in Japan, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So here comes the 1-2 pitch as Nishi works to the set. Checks the runner. And now he kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball swung on, and it's grounded through the 6 hole into left field. And Noisy fields it. Here comes the throw to the plate, and it is going to be not in time. Sliding in with the 4th run, the 3rd of the inning, is Noguchi. An RBI single for Nakagawa extends the Buffaloes' lead to 4-0. 4-0 ball game now. Stopping at second is Haruka, so they still have runners at first and second. It's going to bring Masahiro Nishino up to the plate, and it's going to bring the manager Okada out of the dugout as he has seen enough. It looks like it's going to be the end of the night here for Nishi. So hang tight, everybody. We'll be back here in just a couple moments. We're going to have ourselves a pitching change in Osaka. We'll be back here in just a few.
Hello, everybody. Steve Rodmacher come back at you again. And during this pitching change, for a change of pace, let's open some baseball cards. We'll get through these quickly. 2023 Topps Big League. We have rookie card of Tyler Freeman to go along with a Matt Chapman. And why not a Jake Cronenworth? Shoot 'em, Jake! We do have a rookie card of Brett Beatty. That's pretty cool to go along with the uncommon Carlos Correa. Pretty common to me, but what do I know? Trey Mancini to go along with a rookie of Kodai Senga. Freddie, tell them about Kodai. And one of my favorites, Devin Williams of my Milwaukee Brewers. All right, looks like the pitcher's coming in. Freddie, you can take over now.
Welcome back, everybody. The Tigers have gone to the bullpen, and it is going to be the right-hander Jeremy Beasley on in relief, as he is going to be facing Masahiro Nishino here, the American right-hander, on to be pitcher number 2 here in the inning for the Tigers. So Nishino, who steps to the plate, is 1 for 1 tonight. He's got a triple and a walk. He drove in the first run of the ball game in the 3rd inning. So he is going to be facing the right-hander Beasley here. Beasley, very upright in his look here. He has a bit of a barrel chest as he gets the sign from his catcher, and he works himself to the set position. Here's the first pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses inside for a ball, and the count is 1-0 to Masahiro Nishino. Nishino is the 8th hitter to come to the plate here in the inning. Everything started with 2 outs, and then it's been a walk and a series of hits. All singles off of Nishi. No real loud particular hits. Breaking ball misses inside. Count now goes to 2-0. Catcher Tomoya Mori waiting his turn on deck. So 2 balls and no strikes as Beasley wearing the number 99. Every time I see that number, I think of, on a pitcher, I think of the Wild Thing of Major League. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-1. Our friend Rhodes Scholar pumping the fist for the Buffaloes. Probably makes it all the more worth it to be up at 7 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast to listen in. Certainly not worth watching that Major League game last night in the latter part of the game as the Diamondbacks took care of the Texas Rangers 9-1. That game went sideways in a hurry after the 7th inning. So 2 balls and 1 strike as Beasley kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on, and this is lifted foul down the left field line. It's going to reach the seats, and the count goes to 2-2 on Nishino. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Beasley again getting his sign from the catcher Sakamoto, and he's ready to go again. Checks the runner at second, and he kicks and fires. Fastball again, swung on. This one at 95. That's going to be lifted into the seats down the left field line. 2-2 to Nishino. Interesting that he came in throwing off speed to begin, and then powering it up as he's gone deeper into the at-bat. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Beasley holds himself at the belt. And now he kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field. Moving back on it into the gap is the right fielder, Morishita, who hauls it in. Nishino is going to be retired for the 3rd out of the inning, and that will do it here. But there is damage done, and lots of it here for the Buffaloes. 3 runs in the inning on the benefit of 4 hits. There was no errors, and there was 2 runners left aboard. We're now through 4 complete. It is the Buffaloes 4 and the Tigers no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a few. Appreciate you guys for listening in here with us tonight. Be right back on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel with more action after this.
Steve here from outside his refrigerator that a lot of you like so much. So let's go inside. There's my hot sauces and other stuff. Let's see what we can do here for Freddie. Awesome game, Freddie. Keep up the good work. We love the baseball. So why don't we rip open Garbage Pail Kids just for you and the listeners. Large Marge, she belongs in the fridge. Liberty Libby, well, she belongs down here on the beer. Apple Corey, hey, he's pretty cool. Put him on that beer up here. And Target Margaret. All Series 3 Chrome Garbage Pail Kids. Freddie, back to you in the game, and everybody else, please enjoy everything he does and tip him nicely.
Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters to come to bat here for the Tigers. And Johan Mezes swings at the first pitch and fouls it away down the third base line for the first pitch. It's no balls and 1 strike to him. Miyagi delivering again. There's a first pitch swung on. It is lifted down at the right field line, and that's going to run the count to 0-2. Our friend Rhodes Scholar wants to know what's in the freezer. I think he's saving that for Halloween at some point. So no balls and 2 strikes here as the lefty is ready to deliver again. And the pitch is a fastball that is check swing fouled away. And the count remains at 0-2. Our friend Influence in the house tonight as well. We appreciate you for being here. He says the Buffaloes still a long ways to go in this one here as we are in the top of the 5th inning as the lefty delivers a breaking ball that misses down. A good stop there by Morey. Count goes to 1-2. The last half inning was the first inning that the Tigers seemingly started to get on to Miyagi as they had 3 hits in the inning but came away with nothing. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted foul over on the first base side. Count remains at 1-2 to Mezes. Mezes struck out looking his first time up against Miyagi on a breaking ball. So here comes the offering here as the lefty works to the set. He kicks and delivers a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Influence says it's the revenge game. Yeah, they certainly didn't want to go down 2-0 going back to the Cochin Stadium to have to face the Tigers. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball waved at and fouled. Well, he got a piece of it as he fouled it away. The count remains at 2-2 to Mezes. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch from the lefty. He kicks and delivers. There's a slow breaking ball swung on. It's hit deep into the 6 hole. Fielded by Kirby across the diamond. And they're going to get Mezes on a ground out 6-3. What a play there by Kirby. Wouldn't have expected him to be able to make the play. It was a bang play. Got to tip your hat to him deep into the 6 hole. And made the play across the diamond. Our friend Rhodes Scholar says he's revenge listening. Yeah, after that 8-0 game last night. Influence says, yesterday's shutout was embarrassing. Fans left early. I don't know. When I go to the games, when I went to the games in Japan, I have to tip my hat to the crowd that they generally hang in there right to the bitter end. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. That's one thing that was very unique. You could see a game, it would go sideways, and the fans are still seated all the way to the bitter end. They're feeling the pain with the team. Breaking ball, tap foul, and the count now goes to 0-2. At the Kyocera Dome, the one thing is you're going to get, it's going to be decent temperature-wise at the ball game. You're not going to be smoked out of there, especially when it's the hot weather, as there's a breaking ball missing down to the way, and the count is 1-2. So people sit and enjoy the action right to the bitter end, no matter what the score is. There's a breaking ball tap foul over on the first base side, and the count now remains at 1-2. It's also like the garbage. When you are done, when you get your food in Japan and you go to a game, you take your food and you eat it at the seats. You don't stand and eat like you do in North America or other places. You take your food back to the seats, and that's where you eat it. And then when you're done, you have the garbage and you take it and you throw your garbage out. People don't leave anything behind, as that breaking ball misses down and the count is 2-2. I mean, it all depends on how people are. I mean, I know when I've been to major league games, I generally take my stuff and throw it out on the way out. There's a fastball that misses outside. Count goes to 3-2. And Road Scholar says, no matter what inning you leave, you're not beating the traffic. And that is almost the truth. And the other thing is, too, a lot of people don't necessarily drive. They're taking the public transit. There's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Oh, Kanami, watch that one go by. He's gone for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Seishiro Sakamoto. But I can also tell you this. One of the things I found very interesting when I was at the Tokyo Dome, that you can actually leave the game at the Tokyo Dome and re-enter back in, I think, as long as you come back in by the end of the bottom of the 7th inning. So sometimes the food at the Tokyo Dome, you have the Tokyo Dome City that's right nearby. If you don't want to wait for the lines, you just exit the stadium. They stamp your ticket or scan your ticket, and they allow you the re-entry. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. I just walked across the bridge, went and got myself something to eat, came back to the stadium and took it in with me, and went back to watching the ball game. That was the game against the Tigers that night. There's a fastball that misses inside. It moves Sakamoto off the plate, and the count goes to 1-1. Sakamoto 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to the second baseman his first time up, as the pitch is a slow breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-2. Miyagi picking up the pace here as he's moving along here against the right-handed hitting catcher of the Tigers. It's like Miyagi's locking back in. There's a slow breaking ball delivered. It is swung on and grounded to short. Kirby fields it. He throws to first. It's a ground out 6-3 that's going to end the inning. And that's going to do it here for the Tigers as they go quietly in the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. Your score is the Buffaloes 4 and the Tigers no score. We'll be back here in just a few with the call at the bottom of the 5th. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight, whether you listen live or on delay. It's always great to have you here with us. We'll be right back in just a few after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters slated to come to bat here in the 5th inning. Maury, Cedeno, and Tongu. We'll just get a chance to see if it is still going to be Beasley on the hill for the Tigers, as he came in the middle of the inning last inning to replace Yuki Nishi and retired the only batter he faced in Masahiro Nishino. So we're just waiting for confirmation here. I would think that they probably would still keep him in the ball game, give him the inning of work, at least a full inning, as he did come in a difficult situation. So Maury, Cedeno, and Tongu here. Let's see if they can unlock the key. It is still going to be Beasley on the hill. He only threw 6 pitches in that inning, or that 1/3 inning of work, as he retired the only batter he faced in Nishino. And just another piece about what Road Scholar says, no matter what inning you leave, you're not beating traffic. Yeah, a lot of people, when they get to certain stadiums, they're taking the train, the public transit. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away. Count is quickly 0-1 to Tomoya Mori. Probably of all the stadiums that I went to that I found the most difficult to leave, or where I found the most congestion, would have been in Saitama for the Lions. The train is right outside the stadium. It takes you right to literally to the stadium gate. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2. As Cebu is the major sponsor of that club, which is a railway train, and they've got the train right there and everything else that you can get into. So you get into where the Lions play their game, and it takes you right there, but getting out, you could be a couple of trains, 2-3 trains deep until you can get out of there. As there's a pitch that misses down, and the count is 1-2. The Buffalo games, for the most part, just taking the public transit where I was staying in Osaka. I forget the line that I would take. I want to say I have to go back and take a look at it. I don't want to butcher the name. I would just take you right to the stadium, and then I would literally walk back. It was about a 4-kilometer walk, 2.5 miles back to the hotel in Shinsaibashi. Rather enjoyed the walk on a hot night. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-2. Get a little late night exercise in after the game at around 9, 10 o'clock at night. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mori. As Beasley ready to deliver again. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on. This is popped up over on the left side, and underneath it to make the catch is Sao, and that is going to retire Mori for the first out of the inning. Our friend MD Mob in the house again tonight. We welcome you to the stream. He says just joined in, and it's a polar opposite of last night's game. Yes, it is. They've already chased the pitcher Nishi. That's going to bring Leandro Cedeno to the plate, who is 0 for 2 in this one. Cedeno had bounced into a fielder's choice and grounded to second his 2 trips to the plate. He takes a breaking ball down and away for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Cedeno to be followed by Yuma Tongu. But everything got going with the 2 outs in the 4th inning. That was the strange part about the inning. And there's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count runs even at 1-1. Nishi was cruising right along, getting Cedeno and Tongu. And he walked Mune, gave up 4 singles in a row. Kobayashi, Noguchi, Haruka, and Nakagawa all singling in the inning. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted foul down the right field line, and the count goes to 1-2. Certainly tonight's affair is a little bit different than last night. That is for certain. As the 1-2 pitch is on its way here from Beasley. Fastball swung on, another one lifted down the right field line, foul. It's into the seats. Count 1-2 remains to Cedeno. We mentioned earlier we were going to be starting the week after the last game of the NPB playoffs, the weekend after. We're going to be running a podcast. You can listen to it here on YouTube Music. You can find it on our channel. There's a fastball swung on, another one fouled away on the first base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It remains to Cedeno. Hour-long podcast once a week during the off season. We'll get you updated on all the stuff. We'll do team profiles, individual player profiles. We'll do some talk around the hot stove of where the players are moving, who's going where and when. As there's a breaking ball that is swung on down in the dirt. And Sakamoto tags Cedeno, and he's going to be retired on strikes for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone, and that'll bring up designated hitter Yuma Tonga. We're also going to get ourselves a couple of interviews lined up here, probably about 3 or 4 that we have to finalize. I'll get those slated in on some of them as well. A couple of players in the Japanese league, as well as some former players. Chance to have some good conversation with them and talk to them a little bit about their playing days. Here comes the first offering from the right-hander Beasley. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-0. Ball and no strikes here to Yuma Tonga. Tonga tonight 0 for 2. He is grounded to short both his trips to the plate. Beasley kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-1 on Tonga. 2 gone here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 4-0 lead for the Buffaloes. Miyagi is still in the ballgame, pitching for Oryx. Hanshin Tigers are already in the bullpen as Jeremy Beasley is the one who is throwing here. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. As he kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that's spiked up to the plate. Count now runs to 2-1 on Tonga. Just as a reminder, after this half inning is completed, we like to refer this to as our Japanese halftime. It's where they have the extended break between the 5th and the 6th inning. We'll get a chance to go fresh up our iced tea to continue the call here at the back end of the ball game. Now Tonga has asked for time, and he steps out of the batter's box. We're going to do this all over again. Here comes again the offering from the right-hander, who holds himself set. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded foul past the third base coach's box, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Tonga. Seemingly, this is always the challenge for some of the pitchers. They get the first 2 outs of the inning, and then they can't be able to slam the door down. That's where we're at here with Beasley. Is he going to be able to put them away for a 1-2-3 inning? Miyagi's done his part tonight for the Buffaloes. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is lined softly to the shortstop Kanami, and that is going to do it. As that is going to retire Tonga. We'll come back after the break and answer MD Mob's question. We got no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board in the inning. As we said, we're going to what we refer to as the Japanese halftime. Your score after 5 complete innings, it is 4-0 for the Buffaloes. We're going to go get ourselves some fresh iced tea, and we're going to be able to bring this back in here tonight. Hang tight, everybody. We appreciate you guys for listening in. We'll put the music on loop. We will be back here in just a few. Hang tight, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. We are in what we like to call our Japanese halftime. This is where the two ball clubs or where the teams take the extended break. So we are just getting ourselves waiting to get the other part of this ball game going as Miyagi is getting his tune-up tosses done, and we'll be ready to resume the action in just a couple of moments. Saw some sad news from around the sporting world. Former National Hockey League player Adam Johnson, who played with the Pittsburgh Penguins for 13 games, was unfortunately lost his life in an English ice hockey game. 29-year-old playing in Great Britain. The Nottingham Panthers was hit in a collision on the ice and ended up where he eventually had collapsed. And that is an unfortunate situation for everybody that's involved. So that is terrible news in that part of the world. As the first pitch is delivered from Miyagi, a fastball delivered to Koji Chikamoto, taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Chikamoto 0 for 2 in the ball game tonight, 4 for 17. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded softly to second. Fielded by Nishino, he throws to first, and Chikamoto in the books on a ground out 4-3 for out number 1. Anytime you see that type of information that comes across, it's very disappointing. Our friend MD Mob asked the question now is how does Hanshin react? He says different pitchers night after night. Baseball can be unpredictable with this variable. 100%. Pitching and defense is the number one thing in baseball, and you go out and put up a performance one night, and you can go out and get beat the next night. There's a breaking ball taken for a strike, and the count is 0-1 to Nakano. Nakano has been on base twice tonight. He is 2 for 2. He was erased in a double play his last time up. As the pitch is a breaking ball waved at and missed, and the count goes to 0-2. As an example, I always say I like to play 3-game series. You go out and you play the first night and you win 1-0. And then you get beat 15-0 the next 2 nights. You get outscored 30-1, and you've still won a ball game. Breaking ball misses down to Nakano, and the count is 1-2. Miyagi back to work again. There's a fastball that misses down this time. The count's 2-2. And certainly that is something that you have to look at when you are involved in the sport of baseball. Is just because you lose one night doesn't mean you're going to lose the next. The pitching is a huge variable. Breaking ball misses down. It's now 3-2 to Nakano. Nakano's worked himself all the way back to a full count after being in the hole at 0-2. Here's the pitch from Miyagi. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 3-2. Starting to wonder if Nakano was ever going to get the bat off his shoulders after wiggling his way back into the 3-2 count. Here comes the pitch. Fastball misses down and away, and that's going to be a 1-out walk issued here by Miyagi. Ball 4 there to Nakano, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Shota Morishita. And by our accounts, I'm taking a look here. That's the first walk I've seen given up tonight by Miyagi. He's allowed 4 hits in this one, but that's the first free pass issued. I have to tell you, they almost want to have a reaction cam on the manager, Nakajima, for the Buffaloes. He's got some of the best reactions in the dugout. I thought Fujimoto was pretty good for the Hawks at times, too. There's the first pitch. It's a fastball that just misses inside, and the count is 1-0. So here we go again to Morishita. Morishita, his last time up, had some favorable pitches. 3 for 17 in the playoffs. 1 for 7 in the Japan series for Morishita. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled off into his lead leg, and the count is 1-1. Our friend God is Great says he just got back from church. He wants to know what the score is. 4-0 for the Buffaloes still. Might want to go back to the church there and keep praying for the Tigers tonight because they're going to need some help. Here comes the offering. It is a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Morishita. It's been I hate to say it, so far this series, it's kind of been hasn't been a whole lot of drama or entertainment yet, which is a little bit disappointing for the weekend. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-2. Our friend Titus, who is in Japan, seeing that the Tigers are down here, I have a feeling this series is going to go back to the Kyocera Dome. We are going to see Game 6. Whether we see Game 7 or not is another topic. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on his line to the shortstop, Kobayashi. He fires back to first, and they try to double up Nakano, but it's not going to be in time. Oh, Kobayashi has flashed his arm a couple of times here tonight. Nice piece of base running by Nakano to freeze on that line drive. Good swing by Morishita. He hit that ball right on the screws. He's gone for the second out of the inning. That is going to bring up the first baseman, Yusuke Oyama. We watched the replay on that one. That play was actually closer than I thought at first base. Here's the first pitch to Oyama. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is hit into the left field corner, and it's just going to hook foul. Oh, boy. That would have stayed fair. They might have been able to cash Nakano all the way from first base, but instead it just goes into the books as a long strike. We got a replay of that one there. It was about maybe 2 feet foul down the left field line, right onto the warning track. Just a long strike there for Oyama. Oyama's 1 for 2 in this one. He's got a single in the 2 trips. He is 2 for 13 in the playoffs. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right center field, racing back over and making the catch is the ranked fielder Noguchi, who hauls it out in for out number 3, and that is going to do it here. So the Tigers done in their half of the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. Your score is the Buffaloes 4 and the Tigers no score. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after more of this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the bottom half of the 6th inning as we have ourselves a ball game that is a 4-0 affair. It is the opposite of last night's affair, as definitely the ball game last night was all one-sided in favor of the Hanshin Tigers, and it's all been one-sided tonight in favor of the Buffaloes. It is going to be Mune, Kobayashi, and Noguchi to come to bat here in the last half of the 6th. Beasley is still on the mound for the Tigers, and there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. When I talk about the confusion of the strike zone, that pitch was a breaking ball that was upstairs. Looked a little high to me, but not now to the home plate umpire. It's Mune squares to bunt. He bunts that one foul behind home plate, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Mune 6 for 20 in the playoffs. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He walked and scored a run back in the 4th inning to extend the lead for the Buffaloes. And here comes the pitch from Beasley. It's a breaking ball swung on and lifted foul over on the third base side. The count remains at 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Mooney hitting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Beasley, who works himself to the belt. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes to 1-2. Interestingly enough, that pitch wasn't a whole lot different location than the first pitch breaking ball. So 1-2 to Mooney. As the right-hander delivers, it is a breaking ball that misses down. It makes Mooney skip rope as it was coming into the left-handed batter's box, and the count now goes to 2-2. It has been the bottom part of the order that has done all the damage tonight for the Buffaloes. Mooney, Kobayashi, Noguchi, and Haruka have all scored 1 run. On top of it, they have had 4 hits in their 8 plate appearances and also have drawn a walk. So 4 for 7 and a walk out of the bottom 4 of the batting order. That's not a bad start. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on, tap foul over on the first base side. Count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Yuma Mooney. Reminder, we'll be back on the airwaves again on Tuesday for Game 3 of the series. So hopefully you can join us for that one. There's a fastball swung on. It is lined softly over to the shortstop. Kanami makes the catch, and that is going to retire Yuma Mooney, as he is going to be gone for the first out of the inning. 1 gone here, and it brings up the shortstop Kotaro Kobayashi. Well, for Kobayashi tonight, he has got a single and 2 trips. He's also grounded back to the pitcher. He's had a pretty solid game defensively for the Buffaloes. And the first pitch on the way is a fastball that misses outside, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Right-hander kicks and he fires. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to 2-0. Kobayashi, as we said, 1 for 2 tonight, 4 for 14 in the playoffs. He's got no homers and 3 runs batted in. As the 2-0 is on the way, it is a fastball that misses down. It's now 3-0. Since entering the ballgame, Beasley has retired all 5 batters that he's faced. He finds himself down 3-0 here to Kobayashi. Hard to believe that Kobayashi seems like he's been around forever, and yet he's only 21 years old. There's a fastball that misses inside. That's going to be ball 4. He's going to get himself a 1-out walk. That will bring up the right fielder, Tomoya Noguchi. So they continue to find themselves ways to get on base, this bottom part of the batting order. And Noguchi, who is 1 for 2 himself tonight with an RBI, 3 for 8 in the playoffs. Now, one would have to think that it's going to be tough to get his name out of the lineup here if you are the manager of the Buffaloes. Noguchi really enjoying himself a fine playoff run. He also plays some shortstop. He does spell Kobayashi from time to time. We've seen him over at the shortstop position. As they flip over to first base, and getting back safely is the runner, Kobayashi. Buffaloes are not a particularly busy team on the base paths. A few other players can run. Kobayashi is one who can move a little bit. As squaring to bunt is Noguchi, and he takes a breaking ball that just misses outside, and the count is 1-0. That was a late break. I don't know if that was a sacrifice in so much as it looked like it was going to be a push bunt down the third baseline. So 1 ball and no strikes here to Noguchi. Here's the pitch. Again, he squares the bunt, and it's a fastball that misses inside. And this time, Noguchi has to hop out of the way, and it's now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. We'll see if they stay with this here. Got himself in a very good hitters count here, does Noguchi. Interesting for the fella who has got 3 hits in 8 at-bats in the postseason. You want to take the bat out of his hand. It's not like you got a whole team of mashers right now. So here comes the 2-0 pitch. Again, he squares to bunt, and he drops it down. It's down the third baseline. Oh, this is a good one. Fielded by Sakamoto. He throws it. It's not going to be in time, and that's going to be a base hit here for Noguchi. Oh, boy, that was an absolutely stellar bunt. He got it down right down the third baseline. The catcher, Sakamoto, had to come a long way. Beasley had to come a long way, as did the third baseman, but it's going to be an infield single for Noguchi. That's going to put runners at first and second, and it's going to bring Taisi Haruka to the plate. That was a really, really good bunt. Textbook, if you're watching it that way. I would say it was probably, and just for Sakamoto to come the distance that he did, that had to be a good 35 to 40 feet down the third baseline. Even to have a potential shot, although I have to say the throw took the first baseman Oyama off the bag. A little bit dangerous on that end. So Beasley looks in. He gets the sign from his catcher. Runners at first and second here with 1 gone. And the pitch is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. One would have to think that this is probably going to be the last inning for Beasley. Looks like he's running out of some steam here. Maybe depending on what this hitter does, it might be his last hitter as well. We haven't got the update on the Tiger bullpen. The Buffalo is looking to put the nail in the coffin here on the Tigers. 2 on, 1 out here in the last half of the 6th. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled straight back. Oh, Haruka was right on time with the pitch. Runs the count now to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander here against the right-hander. As Beasley checks the runner at second, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Right-hander leans in against the sign from his catcher. He works himself to the belt, checks the runner at second, and now he kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on. It's popped up on the infield. Infield fly rules in effect. Moving over underneath it and making the catch is the Tigers' third baseman, Sato, but Haruka had already been retired. So he's gone for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Kai Nakagawa. Well, for Nakagawa tonight, he is 1 for 3. He's got a single in 3 trips. He's also driven in a run. 5 for 23 now in the playoffs. The center fielder batting from the right side here against the right-hander Beasley, who's trying to wiggle himself out of the jam he's put himself into. Gets his sign from the catcher Sakamoto, and now he works himself to the belt. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. Grounded through the 6-hole into left field. Rounding third, and they're going to throw the brakes on as Kirby-Ashi is going to be held up. It's going to be a single for Nakagawa. It's his second hit of the ball game. And Kirby-Ashi stops at third. Stopping at second is Noguchi. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Masahiro Nishino. Well, Nishino tonight, he drove in the first run of the ball game for the Buffaloes with a triple back in the 3rd inning. He is officially 1 for 2. He's got a triple in 2 trips. He's also drawn a walk. And the Tigers have a conference on the mound here as the pitching coaches come out to talk to Beasley. Bases loaded, 2 gone here in the 6th inning. Kind of makes you wonder what other options they may consider wanting to use, or if they're going to have Beasley bite the bullet here. haven't followed the Tigers enough throughout the year to get a vibe on how they manage their bullpens. I would think the Buffaloes here, I'm not sure what Miyagi's situation is. He's getting fist pumps in the dugout. His night could be over because he's up and talking. Usually the pitchers, when they're done their inning, they go and they have a seat. Nobody talks to him. But Miyagi is up and chatting, so that might mean his night could be done. There's a fastball that misses outside to Nishino, and the count is 1-0. I have a feeling you're going to have to pitch to Nishino here. If you're trying to nibble corners, you might not be getting it from the umpires. So 1 ball and no strikes as the offering is on the way. It's a fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats over on the third base side, and the count runs even to 1-1. And if it is the end of the night for Miyagi, he did a great job to be able to keep the Tiger hitters off balance tonight in this one through the 6 innings. I'm surprised they wouldn't have rolled him for at least a 7th. He is getting into the bottom part of the order. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is hit to the third baseman, Sato. He fields it, and he's going to take it himself and step on the bag at third. That is going to erase Noguchi at third for the third out of the inning. He's gone on the fielder's choice, and that will do it here as the Tigers, or as the Buffaloes, will leave the bases loaded. No runs in the inning. There were 2 hits, no errors, and there were 3 left aboard. Your score here as we move to the top of the 7th inning. It is a 4-0 ball game for Orcs. Stick around, everybody. We appreciate you guys for listening to us here on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Hopefully your love of Japanese baseball is there with ours, and we'll be back here in just a few minutes. Hang tight, everybody. We appreciate you for being here. Hang with us, everybody. We're going to the top of the 7th inning, 4-0 for the Buffaloes. We appreciate you guys for listening in with us tonight. We'll be right back in just a few.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. It is a pitching change for the Buffaloes. It is going to be Yuki Utagawa, who has come on in relief as he is taking over for Hiroya Miyagi here. And the first pitch that he delivers to Sato is going to be a fastball that misses for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So Utagawa on in relief here in the 7th inning. And the 1-0 pitch to Sato on the way. It is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count goes to 1-1. Sato tonight, 1 for 2. He's got a single and 2 trips. He is also popped out to third. 4 for 19 now in the playoffs for the left-handed hitting third baseman of the Tigers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Count now goes to 1-2. Utagawa, for his part in the playoffs, And also on the season, the one thing to keep an eye out for is his ability not to throw enough strikes. He has certainly walked his fair share of hitters during the season. The second-year player, he had worked 45 and two-thirds innings in the regular season, and he had issued 30 walks, which is basically 2 every 3 innings. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2 to Sato. Noisy and Macy's to follow. Macy's here to follow in the 7th inning. 4 hits tonight for the Tigers, and 3 of them all came in the 4th inning with nothing to show for it, as Miyagi was able to wiggle himself out of the jam he put himself into. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on and tapped foul over on the first base side. We have to get people to come into the stream and they say, who's got the better bullpen? Well, both of these teams here have got some pretty good bullpen arms. And I would say if I had to give one team the advantage, I certainly think that, again, this is in my opinion, I think the Buffaloes would have the edge in the bullpen. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on it, is popped up foul behind home plate. The count remains at 2-2 to Sato. I really, really, really like what the Buffaloes and how they have managed their pen. I would think that we probably will see Yamazaki and then Hirano maybe to finish off the ball game tonight. There's a fastball swung on and missed. That's going to retire Sato on strikes. He's in the books for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Sheldon Noisy. That's at least my guess. Sachiro Yamazaki and then Hirano for the 9th. I know it's not really a safe situation, but they got to close. This is a game they've got to win. You don't want to go to the Koshin Stadium down 2-0. Also curious to know how they also manage it. You're basically playing in the same city. I would think that players are sleeping in their own beds. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted down the right field line, but it's going to slice into the seats. Count goes to 0-1 on Noisy. Noisy 0 for 2 tonight, lined to third and struck out his 2 trips to the plate, 3 for 17. Here comes the pitch, and it is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field. Backing up underneath it is Nakagawa. He's there, and he makes the catch. That's going to retire Noisy for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up the designated hitters, Johan Mazes. There's been a couple of good swings here tonight by Noisy. The line out to third his first time up, and then this one here that he hit to center field, he just hit it to the deepest part of the ballpark. So Mazes steps to the plate, 0 for 2. He struck out looking and grounded to short his 2 trips to the plate. And the first pitch is a fastball that gets by Mori all the way to the backstop, and the count is 1-0. Utagawa also has the ability to go a couple innings, but I just don't think that that's how they would use him here in this one. As I said, I'm anticipating Yamazaki and then Hirano to finish it. Here comes the 1-0 offer. It's a fastball swung on and grounded foul down the third base side. The count is now 1-1. I'd be curious to see is how the Tigers deploy their positional players when they go back to the Koshin Stadium. If this is going to be, I would assume, the same lineup, but they wouldn't have a designated hitter. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down and in. The count now goes to 2-1. I would think Mazes will be out of the lineup, and pretty much everybody else would be intact. So 2 balls and 1 strike. I was looking earlier for the announcement of tomorrow night's pitchers. I haven't seen anything yet. There's a fastball swung on and lifted foul. The count now goes to 2-2. And they still haven't announced the pitchers for tomorrow night's ball game. I think they will probably do it after the game. Sometimes we would see it when they make the announcement at the games, usually about the 7th inning or so. And here comes the pitch from Utagawa. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 2-2 to Mezzies. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Four nothing lead for the Buffaloes here in the 7th inning. As the right-hander Utagawa works himself set, and now he kicks and fires. There's a split-figure pitch swung on and missed. It's in the dirt. Picking it up is Maury. He throws to first, and that's going to retire as he goes as a strikeout, 2-3 on the putout for the 3rd out of the inning, and that will do it here for the Tigers in their half of the 7th inning. They go in order, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We're now through 6.5 innings. Your score is the Buffaloes 4 and the Tigers no score. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for listening in with us tonight and hanging out on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in just a few.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the 7th inning, and our friend Fabian from France has popped in here, and we welcome you to the stream. Hope you're doing well tonight. The Buffaloes with a win tonight will even the series at 1, and they are looking to do some damage here. We're just waiting on the confirmation of the pitching change, as we do believe the Tigers are going to their bullpen yet again. 4-0 lead here as we are heading to the bottom half of the 7th. We'll wait to see if Beasley is still on the mound or if they are going indeed to the bullpen. And it does look like it is a pitching change as they are making the change of right-handers. It is going to be Hidetaka Okadomi on the mound. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1 to Maury. Maury, Cedeno, and Tongu here to bat in the 7th inning. And there is a fastball that misses down. Okadomi, you got to say, he works fairly quickly. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. So Beasley did a nice job in his 2 1/3 innings of relief. Was able to shut down the Buffaloes' attack. There's a breaking ball that misses inside. Moves Maury off the plate, and the count goes to 2-1. Okadomi gets his sign, and he's ready to go again. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball, waved at and missed, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Maury tonight 0 for 3 in this one. Struck out, grounded out, and popped out in his 3 trips. And here comes the 2-2. There's a breaking ball swung on, and that's fouled away. I have to say, Maury does not get cheated on his swings. He takes some serious cuts. It's his first year with the Oryx Buffaloes. He was acquired in an off-season trade with the Saitama Cebu Lions. And so Maury, with his addition, with the way that Umatongu is played, as there's a breaking ball that misses a down and away, and the count now goes to 3-2. You can hardly say that they even missed a beat when Masataka Yoshida left to go to Major League Baseball. Here's the 3-2. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted fouled into the seats behind the third base dugout on that side of the field, and the count remains at 3-2. Masataka Yoshida, of course, always up in the league lead. In terms of batting average and, of course, offensive run production in a lot of different categories. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on, grounded to the right side, fielded nicely by the second baseman Nakano in shallow right field. He does a 360, throws to first, and Maury's retired on a ground out 4-3. Oh, that's a sweet defensive play by the Tigers' second baseman. That's one of the books, and that's going to bring up Leandro Cedeno. Our friend MD Mob says momentum is as good as the next day's starting pitcher. Isn't that the truth? You can't take the runs you scored yesterday with you to today's ball game. Here's the first pitch. It's a breaking ball delivered to Cedeno, and it's swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. Cedeno 0-3 in this one. He's bounced into a fielder's choice, grounded to second, and struck out. Big fella making his Japan Series debut here tonight. As Okadome delivers a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Curious to see what the Tigers will have in store. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And that is going to put Cedeno aboard here with a 1-out single. Are they going to pinch run for him or what? Or are they going to leave him in the ball game here? I would think they probably want to keep him in the game for at least. Sometimes if they get into a situation where if they get a runner over to second base with a couple out, maybe they would consider pinch running for him on a base hit, but he's going to stay in the ball game at this point. So Cedeno, the runner at first. Umatongu stepping to the plate. Tongu tonight 0-3. Every ball he has hit has gone to the shortstop. He's grounded out twice, and he has popped out once to the shortstop. And the first pitch is a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Tongu 1-for-8 in the playoffs thus far. Batting here from the right side against the right-handed throwing Okadome. And the pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Right-hander against the right-hander. And the pitch on the way, it is a breaking ball swung on, and Tongu fouls it right off into his legs. Oh, that's going to hurt. He wears the shin guard on his left leg, and we're going to have to see where that one caught him. It looked like it might have got him in the foot. I guess if there's a saving grace, it was an off-speed pitch. Sometimes if it's a fastball, you have to wonder. If you've ever been a player in this game and you fouled off a pitch into the legs, that is a very, very painful feel. On top of it, I never knew what a bone contusion was until I'd fouled a pitch off into my shin years ago. And you sure get an idea what that is. There's a breaking ball that hangs, and it was absolutely blasted foul down the left field line. Count remains at 1-2 to Tongu. It's like a bone growing out of a bone. You get it in the right spot. One ball and 2 strikes it is here to Tongu. Cedeno, the runner at first, 1 gone here in the 7th inning. As the right-hander Okadome works himself to the set. Here's the pitch. breaking ball down. Count goes even to 2-2 on Tongu. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Buffaloes right-handed hitting DH waiting here on the offering. Here comes the pitch. That is a fastball swung on. This ball is looped down the left field line, but this ball is going to get hooked foul. Oh, he sent it a long way. But that ball was foul by about 8 to 10 feet. It hardly looked like he hit it. He just sort of threw the bat out at it, and that ball went for quite the ride. Get the replay off of the umpire cam. Surprising it went as far as it did. Just needed to straighten it out a little bit, and that ball would have been some serious trouble. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Tongu waiting here on the offering from the right-hander Okadomi. Instead, he steps off the backside of the rubber and fakes a throw to first. No threat to run over there is Cedeno. Probably just as shocked as I was to see that the pitcher actually stepped off the mound and wanted to or thought about throwing over. So here comes the 2-2 offering as the right-hander checks the runner at first. And now he kicks and fires. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit in front of Noisy. So that is going to be a single for Tongu. That's his first hit of the ball game. So that's going to put runners at first and second, and it's going to bring up the third baseman, Yuma Mune. So Yuma Tongu wins the battle. That was a 7-pitch at bat for him. Had some good swings in the at bat. And that is going to bring in a pinch runner here for Cedeno. So just as I suspected, that's usually where they make the change. If he was at first base, now they got the runner in scoring position, and it looks like it is Oda in the game to pinch run. I'll do a double check there. It's Yuya Oda who has come in to run for Cedeno. Cedeno is getting the high fives all the way around. So Oda, the runner now at second base. Tongu, the runner at first. So a base hit here to the outfield will have a chance to score Oda. Base hit to the outfield, not a guarantee that it was going to score Cedeno. And Yuma Mune steps to the plate, who is 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out, he is aligned to the shortstop, and he has walked and scored a run. As we mentioned before, the bottom part of the batting order has done all the damage thus far here in this one. And here comes the pitch to Mune. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Buffalo is looking to put this game on ice. Our friend Fabian says in his baseball amateur career, he never hit over the Mendoza line. Well, there you go. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for called strike. It's now 0-2. Our friend MD Mob says as long as it stays at now or more of a grand slam margin, the Tigers are still in it until the end. Well, you got to get runners on base to put yourself in a grand slam situation, and that's a harder task for Hanshin tonight more than anything, other than that one inning. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Mune. Mune to be followed by Kirby-Ashi here in the inning. Should he reach safely? So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Domi gets his sign. He nods in agreement with Sakamoto. Checks the runner over at second, And now the pitch is on the way. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. Moving over underneath it is Morishita, and he's going to make the catch. Tagging at second and retreating to the base is Oda. He's not going to be able to go. That ball wasn't hit deep enough. So Mune gone for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to the shortstop, Kentaro Kobayashi. And for Kobayashi, he's got a single and 2 trips. He's also drawn a walk tonight, so he's been on base 2 out of the 3 times. He's had a busy night defensively for the Buffaloes. He's played very well at that end of the spectrum as well. And if my math is correct, he's been involved in 5 defensive putouts, either getting the assist or actually making the catch and the out. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Kobayashi. 4 for 14 in the playoffs for the right-handed hitting shortstop. As he's waggling the bat, and here comes the offering from the right-hander, who works himself to the belt, now to the chest. Here comes the pitch. The 1-0 on the way. It's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. As we've been saying through the night, we will be back on the airwaves again in the middle of the night for the Tuesday game between these 2 ball clubs. And if the score stays the same, we know it'll be 3 nights in a row, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, at the bare minimum, that we will be carrying on the series. We're also saying that we figure that it'll be Saturday night, our prediction for a game 6. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 3-0. I'm just curious to know if there's going to be an extra inning affair at the Koshin Stadium. I know our friend Road Scholar was listening in. He's going to be making his way to Japan next year. And next year, it's going to be the 100th anniversary of the Koshin Stadium. So just on that alone, I would think that fans of the game are going to be flocking to Osaka to catch the Tigers play. So that would be a place you want to get your tickets in advance. That was the only stadium where I really couldn't get any advance tickets. They played the Bay Stars when I was in Osaka, and I couldn't get tickets for that game. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner, a delayed called strike, and the count now goes to 3-1. Starting to get some more of those announcements on the former NHLer Adam Johnson, who died in that freak accident. As we mentioned earlier, a former National Hockey League player playing in Great Britain passed away on ice last night. Here comes the 3-1 offering as Okadomi holds set. There's a fastball swung on. It's fouled straight back, and the count goes to 3-2. Well, now that's going to put the runners in motion here. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Kentaro Kobayashi. Runners are on the move. 2 gone here in the 7th. Okadomi ready to deliver the pitch. Kobayashi looking to deliver the knockout punch of the Tigers here in the last half of the 7th inning. And here's the pitch on the way. It is a fastball, misses inside. It's going to be ball 4. Kobayashi draws a walk. That's going to load the bases. That's going to bring up the hot-hitting Tomoya Noguchi. Well, for Noguchi, he had a bunt single his last time up. He's 2 for 3 tonight. He's now 4 for 9 in the playoffs. And it looks like that is going to be the end of the night for Okadomi as the manager, Okada, is out. He has seen enough. We're going to have ourselves a pitching change here as we go with the bases loaded and 2 gone. Hang tight, everybody. We'll see what they're going to be bringing on next in just a couple of moments. We appreciate you guys for listening in with us tonight on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. We have a pitching change on our hands, and we'll be back to deliver that to you when we return in just a few. Hang tight, everybody.
Thank you, Freddie. And hey, guys, let's open up a 5-card pack of 2023 Topps Baseball. And remember, during this timeout, you can also go visit some other channels. Oh, look, Jeter Downs. Bleh. Diamond Princess, she's great. Oh, there's a cubby. Screw that. Hey, go check out the one and only Bud Stoney. Oh, here's one for another Hollis build. And you can stay anywhere you want to when you're around Freddie and the Seattle area. That's good for Mr. Enfuego. And you know what? Why don't we bring out one of the Oakland A's for a league of her own? Bingo! Thank you, Freddie. Pitchers look like they're ready. Let's play ball!
Welcome back, everybody. It is a pitching change. It is going to be Hiroya Shimamoto coming on in relief, the lefty, making his first appearance of the Japan series. He made 35 appearances in the regular season for the Tigers. He was 4-2, originally a second-round pick in the 2010 development draft. Had a 4-2 record this year. He'd worked 26 2/3 innings, allowed 19 hits. He had walked 3 and struck out 20, and he had an ERA of 1.69, arguably one of the better years of his career. So he is going to be on in relief here, and he's going to have to face the hot-hitting Tomoya Noguchi, who's 2 for 3 with an RBI tonight. As we said, 4 for 9 in the playoffs. So the lefty has completed his warm-up tosses. We're ready to go with Shimamoto. But he's going to be facing Marwin Gonzalez here. So interesting. The guy who's got 2 hits tonight, pinched hit for by the switch-hitting Gonzalez, who takes a first-pitch fastball for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Gonzalez has struggled in the playoffs thus far. This is a chance for him to potentially get off the schneid. He was 0 for 3 in last night's ball game. He is 1 for 16 in the postseason for the Buffaloes. And here comes the pitch. Fastball catches the inside corner, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Gonzalez. Be interested to see where they're going to deploy him, as they have used some of their positional changes already. 33,584 on hand for this one. It's the officially announced attendance, as the pitch is a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left center field, and this ball is going to be off the wall. And as Noisy and Chikamoto are battling for the ball, and that is going to clear the bases as Gonzalez comes off the bench with a 3-run double. That ball was close to being out of the yard. He absolutely smoked it. It is now a 7-0 scoreline, so a game that has very, very eerily similar feelings to last night's affair. The difference is, as the Buffaloes now have the lead, 7-0 here in the 7th inning. 3-run double by Marwin Gonzalez. And I guess who am I to criticize? Tomoya Noguchi. I wouldn't have taken the guy out who had 2 hits in this one here, but you got to say the manager Nakajima knows what he's doing. Brings in the switch hitter Gonzalez, who absolutely rattles the wall. He's got to feel good about that. That'll be a big-time monkey off of his back. And the first pitch delivered to Taishi Haruka is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Haruka. As the lefty kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on his top softly over to short. Kanami fields it on the run, throws to first, and that is going to retire Haruka, but the damage has been done in the inning, as it was a 3-run double by Marwin Gonzalez that has done the damage here in this one. 3 runs in the inning on the benefit of 3 hits. There was no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 7 complete. Your score is the Buffaloes 7, the Tigers no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with more action. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us here tonight.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred with Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Sachiro Yamazaki coming in. I wasn't sure if we would see the right-hander here tonight, as he is going to be making his appearance on a relief. I would probably maybe say Harano won't come in for the ninth, but you never know. They have a 7-0 lead here. 53 innings pitched in the regular season for Yamazaki, 53 games pitched. He had a 1-1 record. He had 9 saves. 52 innings pitched, 42 hits allowed, 18 walks, 60 strikeouts, and he had an ERA of 2.08. So the 25-year-old right-hander on in relief here. He is all legs and arms when he gets going here. So he is on in relief. And he is going to be facing Seiya Kanami, Shiro Sakamoto, and Koji Chikamoto, the top of the order. 8, 9, and 1 here to bat. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. Counts 1-1. Tigers running out of outs in this one, as the pitch is a fastball that comes inside and backs Kanami off the plate, and the count goes to 1-1. Have some defensive changes now for the Buffaloes. We'll have to get that caught up. It looks like Marwin Gonzalez has gone in over at first base. That is Koji Oshiro in at second. There's a breaking ball swung on it. It is lifted down the left field line, giving it chase, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to get it. Is the left fielder Haruka. It's going to run the count to 1-2 now on Kanami. So as we say, Yamazaki, the third pitcher used tonight by the Buffaloes in this one. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kanami, and the pitch is a breaking ball that misses up and in, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Seven 7-0 Buffaloes lead here on the top of the 8th inning. This game has mirrored the other game that we witnessed last night, just in favor of the Buffaloes. There's a fastball swung on, is grounded over to the right side. Fielded by Gonzalez. He's going to win the race to the bag over at first. That's going to be a ground out to 3, and that is going to retire Kanami for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up slated to bring up the catcher, Sashiro Sakamoto. But it isn't going to bring him up. It's going to bring up a pinch hitter here for the Tigers, as they are going to go to the bench. We'll have to get a number here. It looks like it's going to be Kento Itohara. So Kento Itohara on to pinch hit for Sakamoto. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses up and away for ball one. So Ito Hara on to pinch hit, and he is ahead in the count now, 1-0. And the pitch coming from Yamazaki, fastball swung on, grounded to Gonzalez at first. He's going to win the race to the bag again. So 2 outs here, all the same way, testing Marwin Gonzalez. 2 up and 2 away, and that'll bring up the top of the order in Koji Chikamoto. Well, for Chikamoto in this one, he is 0 for 3 tonight. He has struck out and grounded out twice. Coming off the 3-hit performance in last night's ball game, Chikamoto has slowed down a little bit here. Once again, we thank everybody for being with us here tonight. There's a fastball that misses up and away for a ball. The count is 1-0 to Chikamoto. We will be back on the airwaves again Tuesday morning, but that game is going to start at 2 a.m. Pacific, 5 a.m. Eastern if you're in North America, 6 o'clock Pacific or 6 o'clock Japan time in the evening. There's a fastball swung on it, has popped up into shallow right field. Moving back on it is the second baseman, Oshiro. He's there and he makes the catch. It's going to retire Chikamoto for the 3rd out of the inning. And that's going to do it here for the Tigers in their half of the 8th. Well, they go quietly in order. That's now 8 Tigers retired in a row by the Buffalo pitchers. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. Your score is the Buffaloes 7, the Tigers no score. We'll be back in just a few. 50-plus years since the Kansai Derby has taken place. And this one here going tonight is got the city of Osaka and the surrounding area all hyped up for baseball for this one. We'll be back here in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us. Welcome back, everybody. It is a 7-0 ball game. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action after this musical timeout. Appreciate you guys for listening in here with us tonight on the Last Drops Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Aren Kajia on in relief here, as he'll be facing the top of the order in Nakagawa, Oshiro, and Mori, slated to come to bat here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2 for 4 for Nakagawa tonight in this one. He's also got an RBI, as there is a breaking ball swung on it. It has popped up over on the first base side in foul territory. Racing in and making the catch is Oyama, and that's going to retire Nakagawa for the 1st out of the inning. So 1 away, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Koji Oshiro. Oshiro 1 for 3 tonight. He's also drawn a, check that. It was Nishino who was 1 for 3 tonight, who had drawn a walk. It's Oshiro's first at bat here, as he's going to be facing Kajia. Kajia tonight, the 5th pitcher used by the Tigers. the first pitch is a fastball swung on, grounded softly to short. Oh, and it's gobbled up the shortstop Kanami. It is a play that he was coming in on. It looked like he was going to have to field it. And I'll take a look there. Or is it? It looks like it is Kanami who is out of the game. We do have a new shortstop in the ball game here. That is Obata, who is at short. He'd come in. It looked like a routine ground ball. Then he stopped, and the next thing you know, the ball ate him up. So Obata, Ryuhei Obata on the defensive side. So that's going to be E6. That should have been a routine ball that would have been played for out number 2, but instead Oshiro aboard here on the error by the shortstop, and that's going to bring up the catcher Tomoya Mori. That is the only defensive change. And also to the catcher is also a defensive change. I don't know if it's Umeno behind the plate right now. We'll have to do a double take on that as that fastball misses upstairs to Mori, and the count is 1-0. I guess if you're down 7-0, it wouldn't really make a difference if you're down 7 or 10 or 12-0 at this point. Here comes the 1-0 offering as the right-hander delivers a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Mori hitting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Kajia. As he works himself to the belt, here comes the pitch. Fastball misses down and in, and the count goes to 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes to Tomoya Mori. Mori waggling the bat here, waiting on the offering. This ball game here is a stretch. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit, and it's going to bounce. And Morishita is going to field it over his shoulder. Rounding second and heading to third is Oshiro. As he is going to stop there, we're going to have to see if Mori has made it into second with a double or not. He doesn't run particularly well. But that is a base hit here for Tomoya Mori. Mori definitely does not get cheated on his swings. That ball was down toward the end of the bat. And he is aboard at second base with a double. So runners at second and third with 1 gone, and that's going to bring up, well, it's slated to bring up Yuya Oda. We'll see if that is indeed who's going to get the chance to swing the bat here. And it is Oda. He had come on for Cedeno, and he hits a ground ball to first, and it gets through the legs. Oh, boy, we got a bit of a clown show going on now here as the circus is in town. That ball gets through the legs of Oyama. That's going to be an error on the first baseman. That's going to bring home Oshiro. Sometimes when things go bad, they go from bad to worse. Mori's going to advance over to third, and the Tigers are just falling apart here. 2 errors in the inning so far. Should have been a routine ground ball. I have to say, though, that can be a tough play. For those of you who aren't familiar, the infield at the Kisera Dome, they have cutouts around the bases. And what will happen is it could be a ground ball, and the next thing you know, it'll hit hit the dirt, and it'll stay down on the fielders. So if you're not used to playing in those spots, it can really alter how that ball is, or how the play is made or not made. Well, we're going to have a pinch hitter for Yumatago. It's going to be T. Okada coming in to pinch hit. And so in some fairness to the first baseman, you have to say that you're not familiar, but that's why you come out early and you take your ground balls and you try to get your action taken care of there. But now the Buffaloes are looking to pad onto their lead here. 8-0 ball game. They've got runners on the corners with 1 gone. Kajia has watched his defense let him down here. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that drops it for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Okada. Okada is in the twilight of his career, the longtime Buffalo. As here comes the offering now from Kajia, who is ready to deliver. Right-hander holds to the set. Now he fires. It's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count goes to 1-1. Our friend Influence says, baffled the difference a day makes. Yeah, the pitching can do it all for you. 8-0 here is the scoreline, and they're looking for more. Also makes you wonder, too, if they want to send a message the other way. Hey, you beat us yesterday. We're going to try to flip the scoreline back on you the other way here tonight, maybe even with a few extras. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded foul, just past the bag at first base, and the count goes to 1-2. But you have to feel for the pitcher, Kajia here. No support from his defense. Error by the shortstop. Error by the first baseman. Absolutely no support. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So kind of waiting here on the offering here from Kajia, who that's an agreement with his catcher. Here comes the pitch. Kicks and delivers. A breaking ball swung on, and it's lifted foul down the third base line into the stands. Count remains at 1-2. When this is over, we'll give you the full roundup of this game, as we will be able to do that here. And then after this game is finished, we'll give you that roundup, and then we'll tell you what's going to be on the week ahead. But it's looking all the more. And there's a breaking ball that comes inside and hits Tongu. It looks like they hit him. I'm going to have to send that runner back to third as Maury had come home. That's going to load the bases. So now you've got a hit batter. You got 2 errors in the inning. The Buffaloes have the bases loaded. And now that's going to bring up Yuma Mune to the plate. With the victory tonight, that is going to ensure we are going to see at least 5 games in the series. So that's what we were hoping for. We're still hoping for a 6-game set. I do think that the Buffaloes are going to get a victory at the Cochin Stadium. I do believe that we're going to see a game 6 next weekend. If there's anything beyond that, well, that's another topic. Or I should say this, we might even see a 12-inning tie during the week. There's a fastball swung on it. Has popped up down the left field line. Moving back on it is the third baseman, Sato, and he's going to make the catch, and that's going to retire Mune for the second out of the inning. That's a bit of a wasted at bat by Mune. He's gone for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Kotaro Kobayashi. And for Kobayashi, he has been on base 3 times tonight. He's got a single for 2 walks, and has scored 2 runs. 4 for 14 in the playoffs. He's got no homers and 3 runs driven in. And he gets a chance here to add to the lead here for the Buffaloes. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on. It is taken on 1 hop by the second baseman, Takano. He throws to first, and Kobayashi goes in the books on a groundout, 4-3 for the third out of the inning. Well, the Buffaloes, they threaten. They only come away with 1. There was 1 run in the inning. On the benefit of 1 hit, there was 2 errors, and there were 3 runners left aboard. Your score as we move to the top of the 9th inning, it is an 8-0 scoreline for the Buffaloes. 2 things are going to happen here in the next little bit. Either the Buffaloes are going to close this one out, or we're going to see the greatest comeback in NPB history. The Tigers can come back and score 8 or 9 runs. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for being with us here tonight. We'll be right back after these messages. We'll be back in 30 seconds with more action for you as we go to the top of the ninth inning. It is an 8-0 ball game. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you for listening with us tonight. Well, we've had two baseball games in that people would be keeping their eyes on. Obviously, the NPB game and then the game last night in Major League Baseball, and two blowouts. We do have a pitching change as it is going to be the right-hander Tsuya Kaguya on the hill here, as he's going to be facing Nakano, Morishita, and Oyama. As the pitch is on the way, it is a fastball taken for a strike, and that account goes to no balls and 2 strikes on Nakano. So Kaguya coming in to finish it off, the 4th pitcher used here tonight by the Buffaloes. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul over on the third base side. Count remains at 0-2 to Nakano. Nakano in this one here, he's been on base all 3 times he's come to the plate, 2 singles and a walk. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count goes to 1-2. 6 for 18 now in the playoffs for Nakano. 5 hits here in the Japan series. He's been on base 6 times. Actually, he's been on base 7 times because he was also reached on an error last night. There's a ground ball hit to short, fielded by Kobayashi on the backhand side. He fires a bullet on one hop over to first. Oh, what a nice play there by Kobayashi, and a good pick there by Gonzalez. It's a ground out 6-3. That's 1 in the books here for the Buffaloes defense in the 9th inning, and that is going to bring up the right fielder Shota Morishita. Nice backhand play there by Kobayashi. I have to say he's had a really good game tonight defensively, and he's been decent at the plate. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Morishita. Morishita tonight 0 for 3 in this one. He's grounded into a double play, lined to short, and flown out to right. 3 for 18 now in the playoffs. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 1-1. And 1 for 8 in the Japan series. We're here in the top of the 9th inning. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball, tap foul down the third base line. The count goes to 1-2. Our friend Influence says comeback would be insane. You got a better chance to hit the lotto first. Yeah, more than likely, especially now with another out to go. So 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Morishita as the right-hander rocks into the windup. He kicks and he delivers. There's a fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats over on the first base side. The count remains at 1-2. This is where you have to keep your team engaged. This is where you're looking for the competitive at-bats late in the game. This is where you want to battle each and every time. You want to work the count. You want to put good swings on good pitches. Here comes the pitch. Fastball, that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander works into the delivery and kicks and fires, there's a fastball swung on. This is line foul into the seats over on the first base side, and the count remains at 2-2 to Morishita. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tigers are down to their last inning of bats here, and they are just not in sync tonight. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses outside. The count goes to 3-2. Kaguya, you got to let them swing the bat. Let them beat you with the bats. You got yourself an 8-run cushion here. So here comes the pitch. As the right-hander delivers, it's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. This is down the third baseline. The count remains at 3-2. This is going to be a 9-pitch at bat here for Morishita, as he's already seen 8. He's worked the count full. This is what I was talking about earlier. This is a competitive at bat late in the ball game, and hopefully he can build off of this if you're a Tiger fan or a Morishita fan, no matter what the result is here. Fastball swung on. This is lifted down the right field line. Backing up on it is the first baseman, Gonzalez. He waves everybody off, and he makes the catch. And that is going to retire Morishita for the second out of the inning. And now the Tigers are down to their final out. And it's going to be Yusuke Oyama coming to the plate, who's 1 for 3 tonight. A single in 3 trips. Oyama, 2 for 14 in the playoffs. He did, however, reach base last night 3 times via the walk. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside for ball 1. Counts 1-0. Buffaloes with a win here tonight will even the series. It all goes back to the Cochin Stadium for 3. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded right back to the pitcher, Kagita. Hey, what a nice play he made. He had to move himself out of the way. And he makes the play. That's going to go down as a ground out 1-3, and that is going to do it here. Your final score is 8-0. The Buffaloes beat the Tigers. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back to wrap this one up for you, as there was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board here in the top of the 9th. We'll be back in just a few to put this one to rest. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight, whether you listen live or on delay. It was always great for you guys to join us or have us join us here with you. We'll be right back in just a few.
Thank you, Freddie. Appreciate your support and everybody out there. Steve again here, obviously, with the Milwaukee Brewers. Of course, we have Bernie Brewer on my favorite beverage of choice right there, along with a card of Bernie. Yay! Now, we got some special guests here. I'm not just talking about our Hall of Fame lineup. I must be in the front row. Hey, come on there, Robin. I got 3,000 hits. What do you have? Well, I was the all-time saves leader, and I got 1.5 feet on you. Okay, Raleigh, settle down, buddy. Now, none of this could be possible without Harvey's Wallbangers. There's Harvey. And who could forget the Fonz? Hey.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. In turn, we support Steve Rademacher. After the game, be sure to go check him out. Well, we have our roundup here. It is a tale of the tape, and that would be the first thing is the pitching of the Oryx Buffaloes. Hiroya Miyagi going 6 strong innings tonight, only allowing 4 hits in his time on the hill, not allowing any runs as he got the shutout, the major part of the shutout for the Buffaloes pitchers. He was absolutely fantastic here in this one. But the scoring on the flip side, the Buffaloes tonight had a couple of crooked numbers. They had big innings in the 4th and in the 7th, but they got the scoring going in the 3rd inning. After, with 1 out, it was a single by Haruka. He ended up going over to second base on an error by the pitcher, Yuki Nishi, as he had tried to pick him off at first base, and he threw it past the fielder, allowing Haruka get into scoring position. And then after Kai Nakagawa popped out, it was a triple by Masahiro Nishino to open the scoring. That put the Buffaloes up 1-0. In the 4th inning, all the scoring came with 2 out. It was Cedeno and Tongu grounded out to start the inning. Then a walk to Mune, a single by Kirby-Ashi, an RBI single by Noguchi, an RBI single by Haruka, and an RBI single by Nakagawa plated 3 runs for the Buffaloes, and that increased the scoreline to 4-0. The Buffaloes kept it going in the 7th with 1 out. It was a Leandro Cedeno single. And then it was Yuma Tongu who followed up with a single of his own after Yuma Mune flied out and a walk to Kirby. Up came the pinch hitter Marwin Gonzalez, and he had a triple into the pull gap into left center field. And he drove in and cleared the bases, all 3 runs, and that increased the scoreline to 7-0. In the bottom of the 8th inning, they added 1 more, but this time it was courtesy of the defense of the Tigers. With 1 out, the shortstop, the replacement shortstop for the Tigers, Obata, he booted a ball to allow Koji Oshiro to reach base. And Tomoya Mori hit a double. And then Yuya Oda reached on an error by the first baseman. And then of course, Mori had taken Oshiro all the way around to third. Oda had come to the plate. And then it was Oyama making the error over at first base that allowed that run to score. And that's how that one ended. So the error to reach base with 1 out by Oshiro, Mori doubling to put runners at second and third, and then Oda hitting the ball to first base and watching the ball trickle through Oyama's legs to give the scoreline 8-0. And that is your final score. Once again, everybody, we appreciate everybody who listened in tonight, whether you listen live or on delay. Thanks again for jumping in with us. Hopefully we'll see you guys again on Tuesday for all the action. There'll be late night baseball again on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Have a great night, everybody, and we will catch you again later on.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Each smile comes back again. Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and think about sunny weather. Happy trails to you until we meet again.